Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we're here again. It's Thursday night, and for reasons we can't disclose, I think that we are actually personally antagonizing Hollywood's James Remar.
I saw Wallace Shawn die. Wallace Shawn is dead.
For roping.
I like that. You're a jabroni.
Quiet!
That's right, quiet, because we're here for 3 hours of commercial-free.
No,
football.
we're commercial free. We have to deal with this nonsense that is Amazon Prime Thursday Night Football. The Panthers and the Bears.
I'm speechless. I'm speechless already. Oh my god, we got Teabag and Bryce Young in the next 3 hours.
This is going to be certainly an interesting game in that literally this game could hypothetically have a direct impact on whether or not the Bears get the number one pick in the draft.
But the Bears have to win to get the first pick.
Right. And that's the crazy thing. They have to actually win the game to get the better pick.
Like, it's this weird reverse tank bowl nonsense. I'm so down.
I'm curious. I am very curious. Like, I did not do this ahead of time. I mean, I guess we could still look. What do you think the resale value on the ticket for this tonight was? Like, the get-in price. It is Chicago, which is a pretty loyal fan base, but still, this could not have been a very high get-in price.
You think it's still up there? We could check.
I mean, they haven't kicked off yet, so technically, I'll go and check StubHub and see.
I'll go on SeatGeek.
Let's take a look and see on StubHub. What? Anybody in the chat, give us your predictions on what the get-in price to be at this game would be. William Harold says $350.
That's a good.
I'm seeing $68 on Amazon. $68 on SeatGeek for two tickets. Oh,
Okay,
sorry.
so is that each? So that's two combined.
That's each price. Yeah, it's each price. So 68.
All right, let's see. StubHub. Okay, Panthers versus Bears on StubHub. You can get in right now. Continue. Oh, 74 each. It's more than I expected.
How? It's so much cheaper to go to an NFL game than I ever thought it was growing up.
Oh, no. So the early prognosis on this game is just like, it's going to be an ugly, ugly ass game. This is going to be terrible. Like, I think the Panthers are going to just get a continuous string of like 5-yard dump passes. The Bears might be able to run the ball slightly, but this is going to be a lot of punts. Do we want to play the punt game? Like, I can put a tracker on the bottom of the how many punts we got.
Yeah. I think key to success for tonight's going to be the Panthers' Jonathan Mingo. I've got him for 145 and 2 touchdowns tonight.
145 and 2 touchdowns. Wow.
Yep. It's going to be Jonathan Mingo breakout season.
Okay. That's a take. That's certainly a take.
And if you go on underdog fantasy like I did all summer long and start drafting best ball teams, you too could have a 40% share in Jonathan Mingo stocks through 98 drafts.
Well,
Mingo breakout.
That was a wasted 40%.
Yeah. 4 out of 10. Extrapolated across I don't know. So about 40 drafts, 2 hours a piece. Each one of those is the wasted Mingo pick.
Jeez.
Yep, just like 2 weeks worth of full-time work. I'm dying inside.
Well, we all, after watching this game, we're all going to be dying inside.
But who's not dying inside? Children benefiting from St. Jude's Research Hospital. If you go to streamlabs.com/whattheshow/tip, 100% of donations will be going to St. Jude's.
That was probably the harshest transition we've ever done.
Terrible segue.
It's only going to get worse from here.
I believe it.
He can't drink.
I'm sober now. This is lucid.
I have not started yet, but I'm sure within 5 minutes I'm like, yep, we need it.
See, that's the thing about like a bad football game, though. It doesn't start bad. Like it's like, oh,
Right.
Nothing's happening yet. It's that it's 45 minutes from now when nothing still happened.
When you're in the second quarter and there's already been 9 punts, then you're like, oh my god, this game, I watched that. I watched that Jets Giants game in its entirety, and it was awful.
Sorry, which game?
The Jets Giants 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
It was terrible.
Oh, Meryl knows what's up.
Oh boy.
Al
Michaels is going to be so salty by the end of this game. Like, this commentary is going to go off the rails and fast.
At what point did they just let Al Michaels drink?
They should. His last game that he's under contract, I don't know the details of his contract, but whatever the last game he's under contract with Amazon, he should just go for it.
Yeah. I think the end of his contract is 2023 because he said that he's not retiring in 2024. So,
okay. Oh boy!
Just like set him up with like a steak and like a scotch, and just let him like dig in and talk.
I want Al Michaels going full blown with the bottle of Old Granddad, just like that's it. Just pours the whole thing in.
Fucking lights up a stogie in the booth. Just gone.
I'm not as much of a glutton for punch. Well, I am a glutton for punishment in my own way. While the two of you are going to be really focusing on this terrible football game, I'm over here making friendship bracelets. So I'm here, but if I'm looking down a lot, that's why.
So tonight we're gonna see. We don't have anybody like specifically scheduled, but we are gonna bring some friends on throughout the night, and we do have one of them backstage right now. Member of the What the Show Fantasy Football League, longtime friend of ours, our homie Brandon Buckingham is here.
And I am a degenerate gambler. I place bets on this game because I am.
Wow. Why?
Just because it was $1 and it is a 9-leg parlay. So if I win, I win $30, but I'm not expecting
a 9-leg parlay only gets you $30.
So it is Tyson Bagent, 183 passing yards. Bryce Young passing touchdown. DJ Moore, 40-plus yards. Cole Kmet, 40-plus yards. Darnell Mooney, 30-plus. Foreman, 50-plus rushing yards. Hubbard, 25-plus rushing yards. And then Cole Kmet, at least 4 receptions. And Adam Thielen, at least 7 receptions.
So we haven't brought – this is the Deontay Foreman revenge game. We haven't brought that narrative up yet.
Yeah.
So there is that.
Yeah, and AJ, can I just beat you? I've had a really rough couple of weeks in this league. First, I lose to PJ when he has like 2 guys on bye, but he has a third string wide receiver get 30 points.
Yep.
And then I lose to Paul last week with a backup QB and Brett Ripien because George Pickens decides he doesn't want to play football.
See, this is a regular
2
thing around
catches
here.
for -1 yard.
Yeah, George Pickens is on the Steelers, and you know what how we feel about the Steelers. Like maybe not as much on what the show, but on left side, strong side with myself and Chance and Jacob, there is a narrative going on there that somebody thinks the Steelers are God's gift to earth. There is a.
Can we just say it? It's Chance being a delusional homer.
Yeah.
It's so lost in
No, last week was so frustrating. I had Zay Flowers, George Pickens, Kenneth Walker, and Travis Kelce combined got me about 10 points.
Yeah, Kelsey had like 4.
4.4.
Yep.
I was so pissed. And the thing is, the Ravens won 37-3, but Zay gets 1 catch.
Well, he barely threw the ball. That was almost exclusively a run game.
No,
Guys,
I was so pissed at Paul. I was like, as soon as Dicker kicked that last field goal, I'm like, mother, God, I hate you, Paul.
Mike, I just got a great idea for left side, strong side. You guys need to have on John Getz some week, just so you have like a realistic Steelers fan and a delusional one.
Well, we had that this week because Patrick Gibson came on, and knowing Chance will find out that John is a Steelers fan, and he'll immediately get a hold of him because he always wants to have somebody on his side.
I mean, Suge is pretty realistic, though.
Yeah, Suge wasn't terrible.
Like, Chance
really
is
wasn't.
just like...
Suge wasn't bad.
I'm like, Chance, just stop. Stop with this. You know Kenny Pickett is not a top QB in this league. Come on.
Right.
I gotta say, I love it. I absolutely love it. I don't think it's a bit, but if it's a bit,
it's not a bit.
It's not a bit.
He definitely believes it.
And that's why it's so good. That's why it's so much fun to watch.
Well, and the thing at this point, like, I'm weird. I hate the Steelers fan base. I'm pretty indifferent about this current Steelers team. Like, there's nobody on this team that I really have any feelings about in any direction. But I hate their fan base after working at a sports bar, and
they trash.
So the thing is now though is like I get such a kick just like because not that we get like a ton of views, but every time the Steelers game comes up, you see our comments start to amplify, and people are just like, "What's going to happen next?" And Jacob, the other day, I don't know if either of you saw it. Like, I managed to get a Pickett joke in there, and Jacob's like, he got the joke in and thought he was going to get kicked off and didn't have a follow-up.
By the way, I gotta share. So I shared my more realistic parlay. This one was $5 to pay $131. So this is DJ Moore and Chuba Hubbard anytime TDs.
Okay.
Over 36.5 rushing and receiving yards for Roshan Johnson. Over 32.5 yards for Jonathan Mingo because he's doing 145 and 2 touchdowns. And over 10.5 rushing yards for Bryce Young. And that's insured.
John, the amount of Matt Canada jokes that have been made on that show, that's the only thing he will shit talk about the Steelers is Matt Canada.
Because he can't say it.
Yeah.
Like, he can't defend that.
Yeah. We actually changed the profile picture of our group chat for our fantasy football league to Matt Canada and Taylor Swift in a car together.
Yeah, and a getaway car. That's true.
Chance's worst nightmare.
Mm-hmm. Just for him.
Oh my god, I'm so excited for football. Anybody in the chat who doesn't know that kind of thing, I work all day every Sunday, so I get to watch the second half of Monday Night Football and the Thursday night game. This is my entire NFL week. I'm so hyped for this.
Oh my god, if I don't know how you do that, AJ. I would last like a couple of weeks. I'm like, nope, I need a new job or a change of schedule. Like, I have
So if my store sells $30,000 in a week, about 10,000 of that's on Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the main reason. So, but it's great. You know, I get to be that guy who just I box score.
See, like we worked for years when we were working at Universal. The two of us did work at the sports bar, and I tried as much as I could to weasel out of Sundays. But if I had to work, it was on every TV, so it wasn't the end of the world. But now it's like, you know, I work mornings, and even if I do work, I might miss 15 minutes of the 1 o'clock, the early slate. So I'm usually pretty good with keeping up on Sunday now, thankfully.
Oh, and I'm to the point where like anybody who's like wearing like a Chiefs shirt, like I'm in like in Chiefs country in Omaha. It's just like, yeah, man. Oh yeah, you know, I just start talking about the game with them at work for whoever the Chiefs are playing, and it's like, yeah, I'm obsessed with my fantasy teams and stuff like that. It becomes my way to develop rapport with customers. Is like I start like giving people fantasy advice, which this year bad idea. Don't take my advice. It's terrible.
AJ, what is your record? AJ is in Bethany and I's Friends and Family League. What is your record?
Okay, here's the thing, though.
Here's the thing.
You and I both agree that my team is a good fantasy football team, right? I've got a good lineup.
It's a 10-team league, and it's good. You have to basically be loaded to the gills in a 10-team league. Like you can't have anything that's like less than a B player.
Oh, they're kicking. Oh, missed kickoff. But yeah,
return to the 25.
I've got a good team. 0-9.
0-9.
0-9.
Yep.
So is it like you're just barely losing?
Yeah. Most games are less than 10 points.
Oh yeah.
Well, so AJ took Mahomes fairly early, and that.
First round.
Oh, it's another Thursday Night Football. Is DJ Moore going to go off?
He just got.
He did that last time, didn't he?
Yeah, it was the Thursday night game that he did have.
What, like
that really
200 plus?
Mm-hmm.
Be right back.
That was against the commies.
That was. God, I still can't believe they didn't flex out this game. Like how? Like seriously, a combined what? 3 wins.
The logistics of the Thursday game with flexing it's got to be difficult because you got that's got to suck if you're the team being told, hey, we're moving you from Sunday afternoon to Thursday night. That's awful. Like if they do that to a team, you know, switching a team from the 4 o'clock slate to the late slate on Sunday, that's fairly easy. But
yeah. So Jets and Raiders initially, when I saw it like a couple weeks ago, I'm like, that's bad. After firing McDaniels, it doesn't look as bad because Raiders looked pretty good last week.
Yeah.
God, there's no way he gets another head coaching job.
Not at all. That's not a chance, especially after his the comment that got him fired. That my lord.
That's probably going to be the only team he's going to coach for ever again is the Patriots.
Yeah. Who in their right mind would ever take him after he said that?
Yeah,
I wouldn't hire him. Like
if I'm Devontae Adams, I'm pissed. I'm like, y'all couldn't fire him before the trade deadline,
right? We're gonna get a punt. We're gonna get a punt.
Oh, jeez.
A minute and 28 into the game.
So how many punts won that Jets Giants game?
24.
Hey, I was
there's
listening.
no. If this surpasses that, that's just crazy.
I was listening, and you can say whatever you want about my football team, my wife, my family. Just don't talk shit on the Patriots. Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, and then I saw a story that when he was with the Broncos, apparently he traded Peyton Hillis because he thought his wife thought he was hot. I'm like, are you kidding me?
And Peyton Willis, I mean,
Scott myself.
No. Peyton Hillis.
Peyton Hillis, the 1 year wonder from the Browns.
Yeah.
He stayed in the league for a long time, but he only had one. His rookie year was the only thing that was good.
He ain't even that cute though, bro.
He's built like a bowling ball.
I really liked Peyton Hillis as a player. Good dude, apparently too. Just not that cute.
He got the Madden cover in his second year and it never came back from it.
Yep.
Oh, shocker! A Madden curse.
Yeah.
Saved his kid's life though. Oh, and then it gets dark.
Yeah, that's a pretty good story.
Oh, Chuba Hubbard with a couple yards.
It's crazy
I'm
how he's now
actually-
their starter because Miles Sanders is garbage.
Miles Sanders looks awful this year.
Well,
Absolutely.
first of all, that line's really bad though. So
This is a bad team almost everywhere. Like Burns is the only player on that team that and obviously young, but Burns is the only player on that team that's like got like any kind of real worth.
yeah, like they're a mess.
Hollywood's John Mingo has a word to say with you, sir.
Hollywood John Mingo.
Okay. Yeah.
Mingo was his name-o.
Okay, there you go. That's better.
Oh, John Guts with it in the chat. Antonio Brown does have the worst.
Did you see the photo that he tweeted out yesterday?
The one with George Pickens' face?
Yes. Basically, he's saying George Pickens has turned into me. I'm like, oh my god,
bro. AB is clouding fucking Chance worse than we ever could.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So apparently, I learned this week that I'm not another one of the rules is I'm not allowed to say Antonio Brown on the stream. So
Why?
He's like, we're not allowed to say that name on the stream. So I'm like, all right, well, now I have to.
Did he get it? Did he get it? Oh, there's a flag. It's probably holding.
It's on the Bears. I think I'm a little ahead of you.
Okay.
It was on the Bears.
Well, for now we don't have our second punt.
I wasn't logged into Streamlabs. If this is late, I'm sorry. Kenny Pickett donated $10. I don't know. Bryce Young's numbers look pretty good to me. I put up that fourth quarter alone, though. Unfortunately, I only averaged negative 36 yards in the other quarters.
Yeah, it's impressive. There's Adam Thielen for a loss. Like Thielen's gonna the Thielen catching 7 balls. Yeah, you're gonna get that one. I think he's gonna catch 7 balls for like 40 yards.
Yeah. Like in terms of points per reception, Adam Thielen's been a god this year.
That's if you in fantasy leagues right now. Like a lot of teams, if you have Adam Thielen, he's because of when you drafted him, you have to have a decent team if you are using him right now, unless you just completely fuck up the first 3 rounds.
He's the 27th overall ranked player in PPR.
Yeah, because
overall player, not just wide receiver.
Right, overall, yeah,
that's crazy.
He's up there. Pacheco, based on where he was drafted, he's up there too. Like if you have Pacheco,
another
on your
one.
team.
There's number 2. But that one was 5 yards. That's not too bad.
Oh, that league where I'm on bye. I did have to flex. I was between Chuba Hubbard and Calvin Ridley for this week, so I played Chuba Hubbard in the flex. So we'll see how that goes.
And Bryce gets I'm ahead of you. I won't say it, but
well, probably because you aren't. Well, actually, you have to be streaming. Everyone's streaming this one.
Yeah.
Oh, more rushing yards for Bryce Young there. Taking the over 10.5 seemed like a good idea.
Well, he's already hit it.
That.
He's already gotten that one.
He's hit that already.
So
I think it was AJ who posted this last week with George Pickens on Underdog, the whole 1 yard, and he doesn't get it.
He was the gimme. He didn't
He
get
was
it.
the gimme of the week, and he didn't get it.
Yep.
When I saw that last week, I'm like, oh my gosh.
My favorite one of the year is still
Rodgers.
the opening
Oh.
fucking Jets game. And
They made it a free square though.
Huge.
They gave it to everybody.
Yeah.
They did refund it.
By the way,
No,
this
no, they
theory
counted it as-
about how he's not actually hurt, he's just doing it to fuck over the Packers.
Oh
is
my
Yeah.
God.
outrageous. I'm like, there's
He's
no
waging-
way he would do that.
That
He's
dude is
waging
way
war
too
on
competitive.
science.
His ego is way too big to do that.
But if he comes back and y'all are within a game of the playoffs, that would be crazy.
I just don't see it happening with what the Jets have coming up. Like the Raiders game is a toss up, but then after that, you got 2 against the Dolphins, you got the Bills, you have the Browns who have the defense that's going to murder Wilson.
Dude, that defense by the Browns is so damn good.
Yeah,
It's
Well, it helps when you have literally one of the best defensive players in Myles Garrett.
Well,
it's
like-
crazy. It's crazy right now that you have Garrett, TJ Watt, and Max Crosby all playing at the level. Like the 3 of them are all just on this. They've broken through a ceiling in terms of like defensive play.
Yeah, I think defensive player of the year is I think
The
it's
tightest race.
still up in the air. It could be any one of those 3.
Yeah,
I'm glad they have these awards once they all play the whole season and we don't give them out halfway through the year.
I think it's Myles Garrett though for front runner. Like I love
TJ has
Love
the interceptions over him, but like Garrett's been such a wrecker, and I have Crosby at 3rd of the 3 of them, but look at what he's doing this year. It's insane.
well, and what's his name with the Chiefs?
Chris
What
Jones.
can I say? Yeah, just insane on his own right. You mentioned interceptions. Fuck. Like
So, Mike,
Wow.
depending on what the Jets record is against the Dolphins, I like your chances. If you're over 500,
That's true.
it's crazy how they haven't beaten a team over 500 in like 500 days. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, 1
Right
yard line.
as 1.
I'm just
Oh
a
my
couple seconds behind you guys. I'm gonna refresh on Amazon right now.
I think I'm about 15 seconds ahead of Buck, and then
Great team on the gunner. Great job on the gunners though. Like that was a
Yeah.
well played punt.
Yeah.
Like a well-played-
Dude, I'm actually excited for a Cardinals game for the first time this year.
Let's go punting.
Yeah, like I've been waiting for this day ever since he got hurt because I'm like, we're gonna like offensively, we're gonna be so bad without him.
Okay, I'm excited for 3 weeks from now. I could not give a shit for the first 2 games for him. I could do a Call of Duty joke, but dude just came back from an ACL.
Oh my god, if he struggles,
that's all you're gonna hear.
that is
Okay.
all you're gonna hear.
It's low hanging
But-
fruit.
But here's the thing:
is, I don't know
it's
if y'all saw
hilarious.
his press conference today or saw a clip. He's extremely motivated. Like he has he's playing with a massive chip on his shoulder. And the whole reason I haven't given up on him is I want to see him with a different coaching staff. Because I know Cliff wasn't it. So I want to give him a shot with an actual competent coaching staff before I say it.
My thing with Kyler Murray is every reason why like people make fun of him. Like he's good. I believe he's a super talented player. Everything people make fun of him for is actually hilarious.
Yeah.
They're
The
just
thing is,
objective.
though,
They're- it's fun.
him and Bryce Young are around the same height, but you don't see any of those jokes about Bryce Young.
Yeah, you did. All over
You
draft
don't.
day.
You don't see it to the extent that they do it for Kyler.
The ads on. Next week's Thursday game is actually good.
Mm.
Bengals
Who's playing
Ravens
next week?
Bengals Ravens.
Oh,
Yeah. So
Might be a AFC Championship preview.
well,
Yo, watch one Lamar or Burrow are getting hurt before
Well,
that
the thing
game.
is now Higgins apparently pulled his hammy, so he could be out for a couple of weeks.
And I think Chase hurt his back.
Chase is iffy as well. So like right now, with all things considered, with that, I definitely have the Ravens winning that game.
So
Higgins is the new Percy Harvin.
He's turned into it, and it's in his
Super
contract here
talented,
too.
always hurt.
It's awful for him to be doing this season because next year he probably would be the highest paid free agent wide receiver next season.
Oh shoot, Cardinals play the Texans next week. Ooh. Shit, we might be 3-8 next week. Next week. I still think we have a good shot of beating the Falcons. Because Arthur Smith likes to prove he's smarter than everyone else. I don't understand it.
He is in his head. He's way too deep in his head for the talent that he has.
I'm like, you stop doing this whole let's use Bijan as a decoy. Why? Why would you do that?
Yeah, and Kyle Pitts and Drake London, they're all decoys for
I don't understand it. No, you don't need to use
Mac Hollins. Whoever the fuck.
Like, I just feel like he's just like he doesn't like people. He likes showing that he's smarter than the fans. I'm like, but it makes you look stupid. It makes you look absolutely incompetent.
Teabag throwing for a first.
I think this kid's like got something.
I do too.
I don't know if I'm a fucking idiot about it, but like he seems smart in the pocket. He makes like I think it's funny that they tracked in these like time to throws like something like 3/4 of a second faster than Fields.
Fields doesn't have the fastest release
I think the problem with Fields is he has lost his confidence.
Mm-hmm. They ruined him.
They did. I think he needs a change of scenery. So
he's a pocket passer. He's exactly
that's what he did in college. He was a great pocket passer in college. Like
he had the exact same profile as CJ Stroud. Like there was the same quarterback two times in a row.
Yeah. And
look who's having success right now.
Dude, CJ Stroud. Yeah. Last week I'm like, wow.
Balling out. But this Teabag guy, he's got the what's his face? Guys, why can I not say the quarterback from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Baker
Mayfield?
Yeah, he's got the Baker energy. He's got the Baker and LA energy.
Yeah.
Well, right there he didn't.
Jazz QB.
He definitely had some Baker Cleveland vibes on that throw.
Yeah. Maybe just Baker in general. Can he smash his head into something? Okay, here's the thing, John. Go look at the Steelers depth chart. You know who the WR1 is? Deontay Johnson.
It's a good return. Oh, a huge return.
Oh.
Mike's like way ahead of us.
Yeah, just a few seconds.
There's laundry on the field.
Holy shit. Yeah, that's coming back.
That's probably holding. I swear, you can call holding on every single play.
Yeah. It's just the degrees. Okay, let's see. Do you see what the flag is yet, Mike?
They haven't said yet.
Okay.
The fact that it's taken this long makes me feel like they're discussing it and they may wave it off.
Nope. It counts.
What?
Congratulations.
Yo, did John Mingo get that touchdown?
No. It was Smith something.
Tommy Tremble?
Tommy Tremble
we-
cannot run that fast.
Can we talk about
We're back.
Tommy Tremble for a second? How is this man not an adult film star? Just based off a name alone. Like yes, it was Robert Smith of The Cure.
I'm left alone. I feel like I must entertain. No, I'm just kidding.
No, you got to confirm for me that Tommy Tremble.
Yeah.
I don't know. What about
Oh, what
Tommy
was I
Tremble?
confirming?
He's
If
just
anyone's
hilarious.
curious, friendship bracelets are going well.
Yeah.
Making them for Y'all Fest this weekend. For Hate Spinner Bait, my other podcast. We are going
Wait, you have another bot? She's cheating on you guys.
We're going to be handing them out to peeps, to fellow Saradestin fans. To
Here's the
fellow
thing.
girlies and
She-
gals.
Here's the thing, Brandon. Bethany hangs out with us, and then she has a successful podcast.
Right?
I wouldn't put it like that, AJ. I mean,
would.
sure. Did I get to interview my favorite author of all time on my podcast?
Who
about
the
her?
fucking
Sure.
podcast is about? That's
Sure,
the
sure.
goal.
Sure. But, you know.
If I started a Jason Pargin podcast tomorrow, do you think I would ever expect to interview Jason Pargin? No.
I think that you have to set the goal high. And then, you know. Just saying.
Anybody want to start a Jason Pargin podcast with me? Just talk about John.
I don't know who that is.
It's the author
That
John
makes me
dies
laugh.
at the end. Or if this book exists, you're in the wrong universe.
And I don't know
Or
about that. But thank you for that boost of confidence.
or Zoe punches the future in the dick.
Is that a real name of a real novel?
Yeah. And also Zoe is too drunk for this dystopia. I think you would actually really love the Zoe Ash album.
Yeah, I'm into it based on title alone. So sign me up, I say.
Yeah. How I describe his writing to people is like, it's like if Jack Kerouac wrote Stephen King.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to type right now.
All right, kick us up. And it's a touchback because that's the modern NFL.
Sounds about right.
Do you think that he changed the pronunciation of his last name from Bagent to Bagent just to avoid the teabag nickname?
Maybe.
Oh no.
I really, because it was starting to catch on, and now it's Tyson Agent Bagent.
Sun Pop Peach Moscato.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Only the finest. I'm a classy
That
lady.
sounds wonderful.
It's really good, actually.
It's $6.
It's $6 a pop at Target, and it's delightful, in my humble opinion. Am I like a
So-
sommelier? No. So maybe don't trust me.
So I get my 2 servings of alcohol a week, right?
Yeah.
And I've been wanting Arbor Mist for that. I don't think they make Arbor Mist anymore.
DJ Moore.
I'm just in the middle of this Arbor Mist discussion. You're like, DJ Moore.
I don't remember.
Right.
That's a good question about Arbor Mist. I don't remember the last time I haven't been looking for it. But that's a fair question.
It's got to exist out there somewhere. No?
We found MD 2020 last year, so Arbor Mist has to be somewhere.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, Bethany, who's your favorite Steeler?
Who's my favorite Steeler? Matt Canada.
Mine's Joe Biden.
That's a good answer.
Joe Biden.
Hey, Buck, you're in Arizona. You get it.
Yeah.
Hollywood Dream. Oh my God. Could you imagine if we ever got to interview Hollywood's own James Remar? I can't even.
I think we're getting close to actually him like just taking the offer.
I'm sorry. That is still the best content y'all will have ever done.
We'll see.
I mean, like the thing with that when we did it, I mean, you know this because I sent you the video when we first got it. We were sitting on that for like 3 weeks before we could get him on the air to show it. So all of us are just like chomping at the bit to show it to him, and
he had to cancel, and it's like at
twice.
least once.
I think he canceled on us twice. And the one of them was during the Too Fast, Too Furious watch along, which we're like, oh, he was in the movie, so it would have been perfect. And we had to finagle our way around with the. I mean, we did it the way we did it. I was very proud of, but I still think. Well, yes, Buck, I'd say that is definitely top 5, if not top 3. The best content what the show has ever done was the Brother Lomas in character full episode from like 2 years ago. That's the best episode of What the Show.
An hour long.
Oh yeah, it might be the best episode, but I think the best bit, the best like single piece of content was that with Remar.
Wallace Shawn, no. Wallace Shawn's dead. I saw him die.
So the thing with that episode too, if you there at the beginning of it, he tries that same bit with Bob Uecker, and none of us bit. And then like we're all like Googling it, wait, Bob Uecker's dead? And we're fact checking him, and then he says it with Wallace Shawn, and we all just bought into it.
Because I was like, I knew for a fact that Wallace Shawn wasn't dead, and I was just like, what?
The fact that stupid thing he said on our show became Schmodown canon was one of my favorite things.
Ooh, that. Ooh.
Benny told us that like he was on our second anniversary stream. He showed up as Brother Lomas, and it was the one and only time he ever acknowledged that on screen that they're the same person, because it came up that he got the question in Schmodown, and he's like, I just got to tell you, fireworks were going off in my head as soon as I realized what was happening.
Oh. Well, and got to update the punt count.
Yep, punt count getting updated again.
We are into our fourth punt.
I mean, are they not in field goal range?
Oh, no, they're kicking it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
right.
like, I thought they were at like the 30.
They are at the 31.
So yeah, it's not an easy field goal, but it's not like a 55 plus.
They should play into our bet.
They should play into your bet.
Yeah.
Punt count, punt. I know you all saw it in the group chat. I know not everybody is in our group chat. Buddy of mine who's also a fellow New York Jet fan, the game that they played, the Patriots, literally put down like $25 on every single Jets drive that they were going to punt. Dude cleaned up.
Oh my God, that would probably would have done well for the Jets and Giants game too.
The Jets Giants game, if you had done that, you would have probably, if you put $25, there's 24 punts in the game. You would have made it like, geez, what? Over $1,000.
So the thing is, was that like they were doing it at the start of each drive, or was there an actual? Yeah. So they were live betting every single drive. God. Oh,
he made the
field goal didn't count. Ooh, it was a flag.
It was a flag. They moved it back, but he drilled it.
Okay, he did. Because his first attempt, he barely made it. So I was like,
move back another 5 yards. Let's do it again. Just double it and give it to the next person. Come on.
This is the first time in a long time. Well, I mean, last year they weren't good, but.
So right now on FanDuel, if you do the fifth drive result, and you would put $25 on that for a punt, you would make an additional $18.
That's about what he was getting payouts. I know he changed it up here and there. Like some of them he was doing 20, some 25, some 15. Most of them were in that same neighborhood. Like a $25 pet would pay, make 20.
That's crazy.
And he did it like 7 or 8 times and was like cleaning up.
I'm so like I very rarely do bets that high. I do like between 1 to 5.
You're actually in a state where everything is legal. Like I can do underdog, but that's it here.
Oh, real? Oh, wait, yeah.
Yep, we're both an underdog only.
Because I have a friend that lives in. Well, actually, I guess not now. Sorry. For some reason, I was thinking Mike lives in New York. I just keep forgetting he's just a New York sports fan.
Yeah.
No, apparently in the state of New York, you can't place like future bets on if they're going to win like MVP.
That's
I was
weird.
like, that is, but like you can do like all the other sort of gambling. And I was like, that is so weird.
All you got to do is drive over to Jersey and you can.
Well, the thing is, he lives in upstate New York. He lives in Albany.
Gotcha.
Actually, it's either Albany or Stony Brook. But like, yeah, he's not exactly.
Stony Brook's Long Island.
Okay, all right. So no.
Stony Brook's not that far from where I lived.
So we just got our first actual like brick and mortar sports book. So you can do underdog, but like I can't bet like against the spread or something unless I go to a physical brick and mortar sports book, and there's one in Omaha.
That's about to happen in Florida too. About 2.5 years ago, briefly for like a month, these because basically the Seminole tribe has control over the casinos in Florida, and they opened up an app. The app was so glitchy and so bad, it ran for about 2 or 3 weeks, and then they killed it. But apparently at the casinos, they are going to open up the sports books, but it's going to be the same as AJ just said. That it's just going to be at the casinos.
Yeah, if I didn't have mobile sports betting, I wouldn't bet.
Yep.
It's just convenient. Like I'm like, wait, I have to go drive somewhere to place this bet? Fuck that.
Do I go and buy gems in a mobile game, or do I just put put $1 in for a little bet?
Right.
You know.
Well, and also, so we have those here too. Like we have physical places you can go, but it's like 40-minute drive for me. I'm like, I'm not driving 40 minutes to place a $3 bet.
Right.
I'm not doing it unless the odds are better and somebody's gonna break my fucking legs if I can't pay.
Right.
Yeah, it's why I almost very rarely do anything higher than $5 to $10. I'm like, because if I don't, I'm like, I just can't afford to lose that much.
I want to get in so deep that I got to coach a youth baseball team.
Oh wow, what a pass!
The G baby dies.
Oh.
You thought the St. Jude's joke was the worst I got?
You had to bring it there, AJ.
It was pretty bad. It was.
Hey, it wasn't Mingo, so I'm happy.
Fuck
AJ
you,
has
man.
Mingo.
Stratchman? I've never heard of him.
Um,
They said he was just on the practice squad, so that's why.
44-yard bomb.
That was a nice looking pass.
Oh, that
maybe
should
I
give me
need to
some-
quit talking shit on so many children.
I just got some points because I had to start Bryce Young this week against AJ because two is on bye.
So, what was I about to say about it? Underdog this year. I just put $25 down, and anytime I won a parlay, I would cash out everything except for $25 and leave that in the account. And I just hit 0 and I cashed out over 250. So I'm like, it's
not bad.
That's pretty damn good.
Yeah, I on an investment of $25, made 225.
So I
So I was doing really
325,
well with
320.
a lot of my bets winning. I lost $200 last night,
Oh wow.
but it wasn't any of my actual money. It
Right.
was how much I had already in there. It just
Right.
sucks
House money.
when like I lost all of my actual money that I had in there, and I'm like, it's probably a good thing because I was getting a little bit. I was making bets that they were winning, but I wasn't winning a lot of money on it. So I was like,
Right.
probably a good thing.
I still
No.
like AJ introduced me to Underdog like in preseason time, and I think I only did like maybe 4 or 5 best ball drafts, and right now I'm up on that too. Like at the moment
I can't do best ball. It's weird. So I'm in 2 of them.
Mhm.
You're
I
not
just-
in best ball.
Like I had 2 out of my 46 are best ball, and I don't do it a lot, so I don't know, like, because it's definitely a different sort of strategy.
Yeah.
And I'm not good. Like those 2 leagues are probably my 2 worst ones. So
Well, like
I'll probably end up dropping them this offseason along with a handful of others.
one of the guys I haven't I think I got him in all but one league. Sam Laporta, I took it tight end, and like Sam Laporta is like a top 5 tight end when it comes to fantasy. So
First
it's like
of all, it's not that hard to be a top 5 tight
well,
end.
yes, but he's done very well.
He's legit.
But he's from Iowa, so it's never a bad idea.
Yeah, he's
Like-
looking good. Like
How they always just dominate is so crazy. You got Kittle, Hawkinson, Laporta. I think there's like 1 or 2 other ones that have been really good from Iowa the last decade. Like they're just good.
they are a tight end factory.
This is the 3rd Dick's Sporting Good ad I've seen tonight.
Man, that place is really big.
I've heard. Yes.
I was going through and watching old What the Shows, and like I've learned over time, and it you never know what it is, but getting Juice to break is the best. Like Juice is the funniest one of us when he breaks.
It's so good. Well, that's the thing. He also talks the least of us.
Yeah.
So like when he breaks, like it's the biggest reaction, and when he says something, it's always the funniest fucking thing. I feel like we need to do one of those things the next time we're in person. Have you seen like the Yeah Mad people?
Mhm.
So I feel like we need to do that. Just like sit across the table from each other and tell dad jokes and record it.
That is a hideous cap. We should buy it for Jake.
100%. Yeah.
Is it a Camelback? Oh, Panthers hat.
Yeah, the
Yes.
Panthers hat. It's terrible.
I think
there's
he would wear it if he
Tremble.
bought it for him.
Tommy Tremble sighting.
Tommy Tremble sighting. Oh shit! They're at the 14.
Tommy
No
Tremble.
one panic. Nothing fell.
So years
The
back,
fact that his name is Tommy Tremble and he rocks a Jerry curl.
yeah,
My God, man. They don't make football players like that anymore.
no, he's a throwback player, definitely. Like him and like he's like the John Kuhn, you know, those players.
He's like a what?
A John Kuhn,
Like a what?
a John Kuhn.
One
Like
more
a
time.
what?
Uno más.
So a funny story from years back. It was week 17 back then. So obviously a lot of teams not playing for anything. There's only a handful of meaningful games. I'm with my buddy Kyle, and we have Red Zone on, and we decided it's 1 PM. We're gonna make a bingo board with all the backup tight end, to backup quarterbacks we could think of, and see who could get bingo first for them either getting into the game or being noticeably on screen. So Kyle and I watched the 1 o'clock games, and then we went out to go watch the 4 o'clock somewhere. But his roommate came, and he got all excited and wanted to play. We come back from the 4 o'clock games. He's still sitting there like marking bingo the whole time, just playing by himself.
Okay. I get it though, because that's what I would be doing. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So the Bears have had one QB make the Pro Bowl since 1985. Can either one of you name who that is?
Cutler?
Yeah, it's Cutler.
Nope. Mitch.
Mitch? What?
Mitch.
Oh, second year Mitch.
Yeah. I love how Getz got it right away too.
Yeah.
I said it to Paul. He's like, "That's just rude." I'm what? It's a fact.
Here's the thing: we're on a delay, but somehow Getz isn't on a delay when he answered. That was instant.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. I mean, it's not a massive delay. It's like a 5-second delay.
Well, it was less than 5 seconds, bro.
He was on the ball on that.
It's because Getz is a true fan.
Getz, you're one of our favorite people.
God damn it, Paul.
Dicka. God, I'm trying to remember what chat it was. I think it was the Generals chat where that they have the AI chat stickers.
Yeah.
So I put in pregnant Mike Ditka with a gun.
I've sent so many Taylor Swift things to Chance. He's got to be so.
Oh shit! I should probably stay off Twitter because Loki's about to start, and I don't want to get spoiled.
True.
I haven't started season 2 yet.
Well, if you want to watch the full season, tonight's the season finale, so you can just binge it.
Yeah, I was waiting until like when it was like a month into the season, so I didn't have to buy Disney Plus for 2 months, basically.
Right.
It's not a bad idea, AJ.
Yeah. So after I got like, I don't know, the last month or so, I've been really busy, so I haven't started yet. Gen V, I wasn't expecting to be into Gen V.
Now that you think about it, I might. Oh, I can't cancel it because other people use it for my login.
I have it. I have Verizon, and it's part of my phone plan, so I don't pay any.
Well,
extra.
yeah, mine is too. I get that Hulu, ESPN
And
Plus.
ESPN Plus, yes, but I have to.
I have a
use
Verizon
ESPN
employee
Plus,
plan,
though.
so I pay $50 a month.
Ooh, Dolphins and Jets on a Black Friday.
You know
Friday day.
It's a 3 o'clock Eastern Black Friday game. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I'll be working that day, but I know what I'll have on my TV right by my work desk.
Yeah.
I'll be working a store in a mall
Why
on
that?
Black Friday.
Why
So,
do we
fuck
have
you.
Jason Kelsey?
Why not?
He's off.
I mean, I love both of them. I love
great.
their podcast.
Yeah, they're great.
It's so like there's a reason why it's the most watched and most listened to. It's just great. Like it wouldn't work if they weren't brothers. Like if it was just like two normal football players, I don't think it would work as well.
Yeah.
Both of them are going to be on TV in some capacity when they're done playing. They both
without a doubt.
Like they're not going to coach. They're going to go into broadcasting. There's zero doubt. I honestly wouldn't be too shocked.
I don't. Jason definitely seems like the coach kind though.
Travis, I could actually see getting some movie roles. Like he's not an A-lister, but he could get some movie roles. I think.
But like Jason, in my opinion, is the best center of all time. Of all time.
Ooh, that's hard. I mean, there's an argument, but it's always that
in that conversation.
Give a goat to us still.
Yeah, I hear you there. He's 100% the current best one, and I'd have to really put some thought into that. But yeah, he's in the conversation at the very least.
Like he has to make the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, he's a Hall of Famer. I agree.
Like the fact that he's played, like I think I saw he has the most consecutive games played ever in Philly history. And it's really hard to play. Like, it's really hard to play center. And the fact that he's done it consistently with the amount of time that people probably fall on his legs.
Yeah.
That he's played, I think it's almost like 200 plus.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's impressive.
So, like, they've got Philly right now has him and Lane Johnson, which two offensive linemen that are household, if you follow football or household names, you don't get that very often. The Jets had it about 15 years ago with Mangold and Ferguson. But like, that's aside from that, name another pair of offensive linemen that you knew two of them from the same team at the same time that are well known.
Yeah. I'm like, obviously, if you're a fan of the team, you're going to know. But like, you could say the name Jason Kelsey. Well, now you can probably say the name Kelsey and everyone's going to know.
Right.
Real quick, we have somebody backstage. We have legendary Pittsburgh Steelers fan John Gutz to welcome to the program.
Steelers are going to Super Bowl.
Steelers going to the Super Bowl.
Getz, I can't believe that you got that Mitch one like that.
Oh, they always bring it up because that's the reason that the Steelers gave him like $27 million the one offseason because he had like one good game where he threw 6 touchdowns.
Everyone knows the legend of Mitch Trubisky in the town of Pittsburgh.
We kept thinking, we kept hoping it would be like, oh, it's like Nick Foles. He had, that good season, and now he'll get the magic back. The problem is they didn't make the playoffs with him, so can't really test that out. Oh, yeah, so I'm wearing a very appropriate jersey for this game. Well, I'll save the trivia so till AJ gets back here, but it's appropriate for both of these teams is the trivia part of it. Number 90 and played for both of them. I'll give you a hint. He was a defensive player.
If he's number 90, yes, I get that.
Hey, I've seen old NFL games where like 90 was the kicker and shit. It'll be like number 88 kicking for the Colts, the Baltimore Colts.
The kicker technically now can be. I think the kicker can be any number with the current rules.
They brought in number 0 this year. I know.
Yeah.
Like there's certain positions that aren't allowed. Like I think offensively. Like a quarterback can't go past 50 or something like that.
Huh.
Is it Julius Peppers?
Yes.
Peppers. That's a classic.
Not technically the same position as TJ Watt, but let's be honest, TJ Watt's a pass rusher, even though they list him at linebacker. Although he made a nice pick then this year.
That's like Hutchinson at the Lions. Just like you can move him back if you want to.
Dude, that one play from last year where he's like standing right on the sideline and they think he's not actually in the play is crazy.
I shouldn't make too much fun though, because he did have a really nice interception this year where he dropped back and fooled Stafford. But then also he scored. Oh no, he scored on the Chiefs whenever they tried a trick play in that playoff game and they fumbled it and he ran it back. I was thinking that he was playing back in coverage on that. But whoa.
Let's go.
Nice.
Oh, T-Bag doing his best Zach Wilson impersonation there.
It's all right, guys. According to the team I watch, the quarterbacks can suck for 3.5 quarters, and then they'll magically become Patrick Mahomes for the last 2 drives or so.
Yeah.
It's called playing dead. It's conserving your energy.
Kenny the Possum Pickett.
I think he made some monkeys
right out of my mouth.
That's actually awesome. The alliteration works.
Holy shit.
I want that to become a thing now.
On chance.
I want Steelers fans to show up with just like possum signs and shit. They need to play into this.
It's like that possum that shut up on the field and like tried to claw back on it.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I swear they do it on purpose sometimes. It's just like, guys, we're just going to save all of our good plays too until the 4th quarter. It's okay. TJ Watt will score a touchdown or something and we'll stay in the game.
Well, they do that. It's called 2-minute drill.
That's the thing. Even in the first game of the year where they got blown the fuck out, they're playing the Niners. They didn't get a first down until like midway through the second quarter. The crowd like did a standing ovation when they got a first down. And then they go 95 yards in a minute to end the half and score a touchdown. He throws like a laser into Pat Freiermuth. It's like right over the linebacker's outstretched hand. I'm like, where was this? What just happened?
That's why Peyton Manning was great. The no huddle shit was just like, okay, let's do 2-minute drill all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Another
There
punt. Let's go.
Oh,
You ever
okay,
played-
got up it.
Oh my. Whoa. Good decision.
Jonathan Mingo's still not on the board. We're waiting to start that stat counter.
Peyton Manning on Madden was the most annoying shit ever. Because you play
Oh my god,
defense
I
against
was
him,
about
and on Madden
I
he'd be like,
couldn't stand it.
and it'd be
Like,
he'd
every
take it down to the
time-
play clock.
yeah, like every time you would play against the computer for whatever reason, the computer would literally change everything up. I was like, what is it? Who put this in?
See, Buck, I would keep changing the play on defense every time that he did it. So then it would literally just get down to where it was the play clock was running out. And if you could just be the last one to change, you'd do a lot better against him because he would change it to some shit that like was you'd switch into zone after being in man and he'd just throw an interception to you or something. It was all about getting the last audible. I remember one time in real life though when Troy Polamalu confounded him because Manning kept changing the play and then Polamalu would run to a different spot and then he would change it again and the play clock was running out, so Manning just called a timeout eventually.
Mm-hmm. I
And
remember
he's just like pissed off.
Was Palomalu in the C gap?
We are kicking it.
I'm way smarter than you, Peyton. I'm gonna kick your ass. That's how Troy Polamalu is. And then
Troy Polamalu was like the nicest dude, but like on the field, like you don't mess with Troy Polamalu on the field. On the
Right?
field, the nicest dude
Kind
ever.
of like Danny Trejo energy, right? Like he could literally actually murder you, but also if that dude's handing you like a rice bowl at Chipotle, you're like, oh my god, this is about to be bomb. Like same energy.
Dear God, please let me snap Joe Flacco's collarbone this play. God bless.
Facts.
I'm surprised he didn't. The one time whenever they were having one of their like, they would always have these matchups towards the end of the season that would decide the division. And the one time when he caused a big fumble near the end of the game, it was of course like a 6-9 game or something. But he just came in and tomahawk chopped Joe Flacco's arm. I'm like, I am surprised he's not actually injured from that. That looked like the hardest arm to arm hit I've ever seen.
By the
There
way,
he is. Angel
I
is
love
in the C
mean
gap.
defensive players who are the nicest fucking people on earth. Like dirtiest player in NFL history, there's an argument that's in Ndamukong Suh.
Yeah.
Also,
Off the
nicest
field,
player
a lot
in
of good
NFL
stuff.
history. Also an argument that it's in Ndamukong Suh.
I will also bring up in Homer fashion on the center debate, Mike Webster, the 4-time Super Bowl champion and Hall of Famer for the Steelers, who is, of course, famous now because he got the whole concussion thing started.
Right.
He died tragically, unfortunately, but he was an amazing player. And that was back whenever you could literally just like pick up players and throw them across the field, and he somehow wasn't missing any games.
You know what's really sad about this game? Mike is
Everything?
like 4 seconds ahead of us.
Oh,
He's like 4 seconds ahead of us. And he's only reacted to something like twice.
AJ,
And
what
he's
is
like
happy
twitching.
about this game?
The
You
punt
acted like that was the exception.
I thought this could have been a good game because they're both so bad, you know?
like
Yeah.
usually it's that one, but like there's one game a year where it's two just atrocious teams who have the shootout of the year, but this is not turning into
Dude,
that.
Lions and Browns, Stafford's first or second year,
Yes,
where he
I
like
remember
separated his
you talking
shoulder
about-
and then they got a penalty on the Hail Mary. So they got
Oh,
one
I
more
remember
play.
that.
Yeah, and
Dude,
he's
yeah.
like, and he had separated his shoulder on the Hail Mary. So he's like, and I heard the mic'd up footage the other day where the trainers are coming out and they're like, oh, we'll help you up. You got to come out of the game. There's no time on the
He's
clock.
like, no, he's like,
And he was
no.
like, get the fuck off me. Get the fuck off me. No, we're running another play. He's literally like screaming at the training guys.
oh,
And like gimping down with his one arm.
Bryce got rocked.
Oh,
Well,
that's
spoilers.
not new with this offensive line.
Oh yeah.
I will be updating that count.
Mm.
Yeah.
See, this offensive line looks great to me, considering the team I usually watch.
Okay. Oh, I know all about that. I feel your pain there.
Najee Harris is like, I can only imagine what it's like to listen to a Steelers game on the radio, because it's probably like Harris gets the handoff, stiff arm, 360 spin move, he jumps over a defender, and he's tackled for a 2-yard loss.
Yeah.
Aw. Yeah.
Najee
I like
is
him
I
so
just
much
don't
coming out of
understand.
college.
Like watching him run would just infuriate me. Like he's just like dancing behind. I'm like, go forward.
Yeah, just move forward.
There's nowhere to go.
It's like when
I-
your cat wiggles its butt before it pounces at you.
I don't think it's him. I think it's
In
his
fairness,
arm.
I mean, the few times that he does get an actual head of steam, he plows over people. The problem is he takes like one step before he's hit.
But like you look at Warren, Warren just goes.
Well,
You
it's
know,
actually
Warren's not-
funny. Harris
he's
does
not
have
fit.
more yards per carry than Warren,
Right.
which is a funny stat.
It's a
the thing is-
hilarious stat.
Warren's become a threat out of the passing game.
Yeah, that's true. Although he kind of pads his stats on all of those because the Steelers are known for getting into these 3rd and super longs, at which point they
Yep.
check it down to Warren and get 8 yards on a 3rd and 16.
But with that
So-
offensive line, it's tough. And you're right. Like if I hate to say this because it was Matt Thomas who said it, and I'm like, God, I'm going to agree with him. Like there are some times that Najee reminds me of Trent Richardson because he can be brilliant, but there are other times that his decision making is just not there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he hasn't been
He is
perfect
very
by any
often
means.
Trent Richardson.
God damn it! I hate that I agree with Matt Thomas.
What's
Gotta
Yeah.
go to
Three
fucking
homers.
steak by the lake. I have to go to
that-
Cleveland and I have to maintain a low sodium diet. Jesus fuck.
Is Cleveland famous for its salt?
I mean, it's not famous for healthy food.
True.
What cities are known for like healthy foods?
San Francisco.
Oh, okay. Is it like rice-a-roni though,
Canada?
which is
I
a
was
very
gonna say,
carb heavy.
A lot of fish, a
Everyone
lot
also
of fish in
enjoying
San Francisco.
vegans, but a lot of vegan food's also very sodium heavy.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I need more letters.
Oh, I thought you were frustrated at vegans there, Bethany.
What about the
She's
vegans?
vegetarian. She's halfway there.
I'm halfway
Not
there.
half. It's like
She'll
a
never
third.
give up cheese.
I love cheese.
She'll
too
never give
much.
up cheese.
The
So.
beans.
And
Mm.
eggs, right? Eggs were the
All
big thing for
dairy.
me.
Mhm.
Like I was a vegetarian for 2 years, and it was like cheese, yeah, but eggs definitely.
Eggs don't really. I could take them or leave them. It's the cheese that I.
But
Yeah.
but
first
things that
down,
eggs
let's
go
go.
into, like baked goods.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't like
Mm.
eating eggs, but that there's like easy substitutions for. I feel like, well, not easy, but not too difficult.
French, as we talked about last night, French
Yeah,
toast.
French toast.
God, there were so many bits last night.
I like data mining that to get the clips out is going to be so difficult because Video Drew not only says a lot, she talks so fast that like getting those clips to pinpoint them all. Oh my lord! Like going through that to pull things from it is going to be a chore. There's a lot
I
of
have
great.
no idea. I have no doubt that she won that battle rap in her bathtub.
Yeah, she sure does.
Also, I want to challenge Video Drew to a battle rap.
And definitely the
In
guy with
bathtubs?
the lightsaber using the Second Amendment.
God. That was. I've told 4 people about that today. Like, okay, rewinding for the people on stream who don't know this thing. So, I have this thing where I check my local Facebook groups to see what the fuck people are on up there. And she has this thing with the Nextdoor app, and they live in like the Hollywood Hills kind of area.
Yep.
So the Nextdoor app in the Hollywood Hills area is insane. But this lady's put a post up just saying, "Hey, just letting everybody know, It doesn't matter if you're too old or you don't have a costume or whatever. I'm giving out full-size candy bars to everybody. And this guy, Elijah, who I believe is either on our hero or villains list, either one, says, I'm not going to contribute.
He's on all of the above.
I'm not going to contribute to the infantilization of teenagers. ... Guess what his profile picture was? It was this 35-year-old man with a fucking lightsaber. And then Drew
It's not a lightsaber, it's actually a plasma cutter. It's very mature.
She commented on his lightsaber and he pleaded the Second Amendment. Like a lightsaber was covered by the Second Amendment.
AJ, are we sure that this was not a real lightsaber that he constructed? Because in which case it would be a weapon.
Maybe, but what's the constitutionality of that?
Keep that going for it.
Founding fathers don't
It's
know.
true. There is no mention of the lightsabers in the Constitution. That is true.
That is true. That is a gray area in the Constitution.
It might have been William.
The founding fathers, they debated it for a long time. As usual, the Southerners weren't on board with including it, so they had to nix
Tyler
that part.
Scott? He just caught a ball.
What kind of ball? Oh, a football.
A football.
That's right. That's what we're watching. That was a
feel like
hospital
were gonna
ball. He
get
just
darn
threw it up
down.
over the middle of the field. Jeez.
So one of the
That is
leagues
a
that
Jimmy Garoppolo ball.
one of the leagues that I'm in is a 32-team dynasty league.
Oh God, I remember you talking about this.
I have this guy right here. I just got myself some points. I also get points because he's a kick returner.
What is the average score per team per week in this league?
That's a really good question. So let me see. So I'm actually doing really well on that one because I got Tua and McCaffrey.
Okay,
You got Tua. He wins the games by himself.
Yeah, like
in a 32-person league, that's all you need.
oh my God, the draft took forever.
Yeah, it's got to take at least like 6
And
7
there
months.
was a point I'm like, there's no one draftable. Like I'm like, what are we doing?
There are no players left in the NFL.
So let me.
We have to start drafting.
So let me.
We are in the XFL now. XFL.
Yeah.
PJ
undrafted free
Oh,
agents.
I don't know how, but I average 100 and well, it also has individual defensive players too.
Okay.
okay.
So I average
IDF,
about
like how?
190 a week.
190?
Yes.
What is the scoring system?
So
yeah, for individual defensive
also,
players, what's that?
so each person was assigned an actual NFL team, and you have to pick their kicker and defense.
Okay.
I got the Raiders.
It's not terrible.
So yeah, let's just. But to
I
be
don't
honest,
know, Mike. The
a lot of
Steelers'
the
offense
points-
scored 23 on the Raiders.
A lot of the points come from the actual defensive players.
Right.
This
'Cause they get-
feels like signing up for like a D&D group, like it's a commitment.
Yeah.
Like the offensive scoring is pretty standard.
Santos.
But like you get points for a hit on a QB, tackle for loss, tackles, assisted tackles,
Santos.
passes defended.
Oh yeah, they can get
Santos.
20 points a game if you got the right guy.
I have Fred Warner too, so that helps.
Yeah, he's involved in a lot. So yeah,
He's a beast.
The only one that I've been disappointed by is Shaq Leonard.
yeah, he's done nothing.
But no, it
Misses a
definitely
lot of free
helps
throws,
having
yeah.
Christian McCaffrey and Tua.
McCaffrey's averaging in a standard scoring league is averaging over 20 a game.
He hasn't been good the last 3 weeks or so, right?
He's still because he's getting the touchdowns. It's still adding
above
up.
average.
Oh, right. It's
He
just
keeps getting-
55 or less yards. Yeah.
This
But he's
week
getting the
because because Tua's on bye. So there's not a QB spot. There's a super flex spot because
Okay.
the league's so big. Some teams may not even have a QB, and
Right.
you'll see that with some people like just don't score. I'm like, yeah, because you just weren't good at drafting. Like you.
Yeah.
So
If you miss the first round, you're fucked.
yeah, like I'm 7-2. Like I'm doing really well in this one.
The worst year I had in fantasy was 2019 season. Guess who I drafted as my 2 quarterbacks? And the year is very important. It was Ben Roethlisberger and Andrew Luck.
Oh no!
One left after week 2. The other one decided to retire after the fantasy draft because he's an asshole. So apparently didn't know in week 2 of the preseason.
Story.
The Andrew Luck one in mine is even better. Our league was doing our draft, and one of the guys used him as their keeper because they took him fairly late the year before.
No.
In the middle of the draft, he retired. So like he'd already established him as the keeper, and we're in the middle of the draft, and he's like, "Fuck, I gotta take another quarterback."
This is why most people like to draft.
This is your league
like,
where you live
super
draft,
late.
right?
Yeah, oh yeah, that's the draft that lasts 7 hours every year. That we're
Yeah,
all
they
hammered
live
regularly.
in-person draft.
Yeah,
Oh, league style.
This year,
Yeah.
we started it. We always do a game beforehand to establish the draft order. We don't know our draft order until we're right there. And we started the draft game at I think 3:45, and the draft ended at 11:30. So, and it's 10
Is
persons.
the game Monopoly?
It's usually
Is this
something
what-
really silly. But
It's like Axis and Allies. They're actually playing the game for 3 days before they finally get to the draft.
But like by the time we start the draft, it's usually about 5. And this year, we ended. It was like 11:30, so it was like 6.5 hours for a 10-team draft because it just gets that out of hand.
That's ridiculous.
It's the most fun day of the year.
I know.
Mine
you told
went
me.
from
You
12 to 10
like,
this
it's like your
year.
favorite one.
It is fun to do it in person, yeah. What was oh yeah. So I had great Cinderella story in fantasy the one year because I ended up winning back to back years, but the first year, I forget if it was like 2016 or something. But the first playoff game, I was the 8th seed. This guy was the 1 seed in a 12-person league. I played Jameis Winston. He sucked in the first playoff game. I had Eli Manning sitting on the bench. He had like 36 points that week, just randomly. But then the guy said that I lost because during the regular season, the tiebreaker is like strength of schedule or something. But then I looked up the league rules and I'm like, hey, I don't mean to be a sore loser here, but I think I actually won because the playoff rules that you stated are highest scoring bench player wins, and we tied. And he's like, oh, he had like already messaged me like, hey, congrats, great season. Sorry about the loss. And he's like, oh, no, you're right. Actually, you win. And so then I ended up winning the whole championship as the 8th seed, as by the skin of your teeth in the first game.
You want to hear a bad one? I was in the semifinals, so it was week 15 back then. And
AJ, Mingo got a catch.
I had the win by less than.
Bingo was his name.
I had to win by less than 1.2 points. On Sunday, Goff had a turnover that they changed from an interception to a fumble. And on Wednesday morning, after it already said I had won and made the finals, it adjusts and puts me into the 3rd place game.
Wait, why did it take till Wednesday to adjust the scoring?
Because the official scoring didn't come out until Tuesday, and it took the app to switch it.
So
I woke up.
A fumble counts different than an interception in your league?
Well,
In that particular league, it was the fumble was 2 points lost, where the interception was 1 point lost. So
mine it's -2 for either one. Okay.
it was -1 for the interception and -2 for the fumble, and they switched it from one to the other. And yeah, that's the
thing
sucked.
that I'm always like frustrated by, like especially if I have the same person in multiple leagues. Sometimes their scoring is different depending on if there's any sort of boost.
Right.
Do they count a negative for sacks at all? No, so on mine it's -1 for
I
each
had
sack or
one
quarterback take.
league last year, not this year because no one wanted to restart it. You got 1 point for a completion, and then you lost a point for every incompletion.
The league that I do the super long draft, which I've been in since 2007, we have that. So there are times I've seen, it's not frequent, I've seen the quarterbacks go over 100 because of that.
Yeah.
Jeez, I've never
Guys,
had it. Wow.
We have a very important person joining the show right now. We have a bona fide, certified Chicago Bears fan. I'm so sorry, Dan Bedingfield. How you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm
That's
great
Mausen.
there, AJ.
I couldn't grow enough of a mustache, but I did buy a Bears hat for you.
Oh, thank you there.
Yeah.
I tried the mustache. I look like a pedophile.
Oh, we don't want that.
So did Travis Kelce, and he got Taylor Swift to start dating him. So,
accent.
And
you
that's
know.
where I give you the reminder. Streamlabs.com/whattheshow/tip. All donations go to St. Jude's Children's Hospital.
I'm too blind to wear those.
I thought you were going to say all donations go to NAMBLA or something. I was like, oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
So speaking of St. Jude,
we've been trying to do the worst transition to the charity all night.
that would be it.
A pun count. Is this an Iowa football game that we're watching?
I was waiting for Dan to make that comment.
So speaking of St. Jude and stuff, like this year, the fan of the year, how is it Grassi, because it's fan voted, is going to win that like by a landslide since the Packers put him in that vote?
Oh, absolutely. And if you guys haven't
Nobody's
yet,
gonna be even
vote
close.
for Tom Grassi for fan of the year for the NFL. My God. The guy raised $500,000 for St. Jude.
But like he's get like I don't think he is probably going to get as many votes as the other 31 people in this competition combined.
Yeah. I fucking love Grassi, by the way.
He's great.
Like-
I do. I very much enjoy his content. He's a good dude. He's a realistic fan too. He's not the Homer Kenny Pickett is a good player type. But
And he's not
quarter of a good player.
I hate my life. Kill me, please. Perna type.
Hey, Kenny Pickett.
Purdy's content's my favorite. I love watching when the Broncos lose. That's my when he's just fuck my life. I hate everything. That's the best videos of the week.
Is that Sunday or Monday night?
What's
Monday.
that?
Monday, Broncos.
Broncos and
I am-
Bills?
Yeah, Broncos Bills is Monday night.
Oh. So
Yeah,
I
he'll be
know
in fuck my life.
Dan's probably rooting for the Steelers this week because we're playing the Packers. So at least we have some common ground here. I
It's
think.
a rough position I'm in because I need the Packers to be good enough to be out of the quarterback, like the top 5 pick market.
I think they will.
Hmm.
They'll be in the 6 to 10 range. I think.
I don't want them getting Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't want them getting a new quarterback.
No, he's coming to Arizona. Marvin Harrison Jr. is coming to Arizona.
Oh, he told you that?
Most likely.
God,
Adam
he's
Thielen has
who-
3 receptions for 8 yards. He's on that near Pickens pace.
PPR, he's PPR god.
He is.
Yeah.
The worst thing about Pickens was that he's made a spectacular toe tap
ball.
catches on the sideline, and for some reason he forgot how to do that for one play in the last game. He's just like, toe taps. Who needs them?
Oh
if
my
he would have
God.
done that, I would have beaten PLD.
Oh, Buck, I had
Who
it was
the
the most
fuck is Stevenson?
unfortunate week in fantasy.
Wow. How
that
do you
sucks.
drop that?
Oof.
Like, yo,
Oh,
the look
man.
on Bryce Young's face, like,
I mean, those jerseys,
nah,
do
young
like,
blood, I get it.
jerseys do look like traffic cones. So he's
All
just
right,
being
but on the right side, we get another punt here. All right,
We're up to 6
Ooh,
now.
punt.
do this. That's good fundamental football right
Punting
there.
is
Field
winning.
position.
Oh my God.
Oh, nice acting job. No.
shouldn't have been that close to him. What are you talking about?
Ooh, I forgot that Johnny Hecker was
After Cooper DeJean's bullshit fair catch call against Minnesota, anything
more
that
than
is
you
near
realize.
someone calling a fair catch should not, extra cautious. 7
Yeah.
flags.
You are a professional.
7 flags. You know they can only accept one. Huh?
And most
I
of
still remember the one time.
William Harrell.
All dead ball personal fouls.
We need to do something.
Think
special
about them in
for
the right
William
way,
Hill.
please.
Think of the children.
Think of the children.
Somebody think of the children.
Good thing you're not doing uncount 4 an Iowa football game.
Oh, yeah, I remember when Penn State played them this year. It was pretty rough. It was
Okay, that's one game. One game where up until that point, we were undefeated when we scored points.
You know what's really
scored
rough?
points. That's a good stat.
You know
Games
what's
go
really
late.
rough for Penn State? The locker room. Pence.
Hey, the Steelers are undefeated when they score 40+ points in like the last 5 years or so, because they haven't had any games where they've scored 40+ points.
Touche.
I could have used 30, but they did
Dolphins are
score 30
undefeated.
in one game against the Bengals last year.
They're also fully defeated when they do that too, though.
Ah, it's true. Winless, I would say. Yes.
Fully defeated is way funnier.
Oh, but Buck, so this past week in fantasy, I'm 6-2, doing pretty well.
Not bad.
Lamar Jackson had 10 total points
Right.
because they would get it within like the 10-yard line and then hand it off. And to add insult to injury, the other guy's top scorer was the running back who kept scoring touchdowns
Oh my god.
because he just happened to play it against me, and through a hope and a prayer, he somehow got super lucky that I forget who Edwards, I think, was their running back who kept scoring at the goal line situations. I'm
Gus
just
the
like,
bus.
fucking Lamar, come on, just try to throw it and then run it in. Jeez, it's not that hard.
Gus the Bus is the running back 3 in fantasy this year.
Yeah,
Jeez.
like what it was either last week or like a couple weeks ago. He got me like 14 points, but he only had like 10 yards
Yep.
because he had
You know, this is a poor imitation of the original Bus, who had 3 carries for 1 yard and 3 touchdowns in a game.
that one's still
Jerome Bettis.
fine. One of the most insane stat lines you'll ever see.
Yeah, you have your bus. We have our fringe.
That is an all-timer.
So I am 217 and 197 this year.
Jeez.
I have a running note in my phone that keeps track.
That's
And
insane.
I lost to Dan this week, so I'm a little bummed about it.
And I didn't have I was missing many starters too.
Well, it
Tom
doesn't
Brady
help.
dreamed of
Help.
playing as many games
Zay
as Buck.
Flowers getting me 2 points. Right
Zay-
after
Yeah, the
I
Ravens screwed
literally
everybody other
traded
than Edwards.
all of my picks for Patrick Mahomes. Well, not all of them. Just traded
Zay-
my.
I have 0
Oh.
draft picks for the next 2 years, Buck.
Well, that's why you're what 7-1, 8 and 1.
I am 8-1.
Coach Ditka here knows a thing or two about trading your whole draft for one player. He
Oh,
did it
yeah.
in New Orleans,
He
so I'm
lives.
not even making fun of the Bears there.
So best ball,
Yeah.
what you do on the scale that I do doesn't work the same for record. But to give you an idea, through the first 6 weeks of the year, I have $786 invested in best ball. I was winning 35,
What?
and now I'm
Nice.
just a little bit over even. Just a little bit over. I'm about 9.
The Mike Tomlin strategy. Just stay a little bit over 500
Yeah.
forever.
The only thing that I've ever done for like the only money that I've done for best ball is I put $100 in the app and I've played with that ever since. So I'm doing pretty good, all things considered. I've scraped some money back from my bank account and stuff, but that's my oh god, I drafted a lot of rookies. I did a lot of Sam Laportas and a lot of Dalton Kincaids. And
Those are good.
I
Kincaid.
mean, right now, Kincaid is going to probably start. to
Rookie
pay off.
tight ends rarely ever pan out.
And you got 2 of them in this class.
Unless Dan, unless they go to Iowa, then you're probably set.
Even still, they don't have great rookie seasons. They'll have
And I leveraged a lot on the Bengals. A lot on the Bengals. So the
See,
beginning of
AJ,
this
I play a
year
lot of
scared
Bengals.
the fuck out of me.
Yeah, and then
See,
Joe
AJ,
Burrow got
I bet a lot on
healthy,
the Bengals.
and then you're fine.
Oh, enough of that excuse. He just sucked the first 4 weeks.
Yeah,
It's because he couldn't move in the pocket.
So
He's not
AJ,
I'll move in
a
your
crazy
pocket.
scrambler.
AJ, I just got a message from Jeff, so he saw what Jake did. I'm gonna say, why don't we just show everybody at halftime? If you
Yeah, we gotta
upload
do it. We gotta do it.
So we have something. We are not responsible for what we are going to show you at halftime. Mr. Yakavetta is, but we have something to premiere that apparently was credited to us. We had nothing to do with this.
God, what the hell?
Somehow,
Mr.
Palpatine
Lack of
returned,
Astu.
and we had nothing to do with it.
We had nothing to do with this one.
Yo, that changes The Last Skywalker entirely. So about Palpatine returned, and we didn't have.
I'm not familiar with this film. The Last Skywalker.
Don't worry about it.
A nice fusion dance of two films.
Ray Star Wars. Her name is Ray Star Wars.
Was it directed by Ryan? What the fuck? Abrams. I couldn't think of JJ's last name for a minute because I always just call him JJ. It's like
JJ Johnson, the triple J.
is his name. Here you go, Triple J. J cubed.
I pointed out last time that you were on our stream with us, like you and I have very opposite views. Can we agree that Abrams is the one who fucked it up?
I am no.
So if we're going
that
there,
that whole trilogy is
Last
based.
Jedi's a masterpiece.
We can't agree. Let's fucking not talk about Star Wars.
Wait, well, it was kind of even before that. Well, I would say it was
just saying, if
planning
you had an
stages was where it was really
actual
fucked up.
Yeah,
vision
well, Abrams
across
did the
board.
planning stages.
Yeah, they should have
Well,
planned
he
all
left
three at
everything
once.
Open-ended the first time, and so I can't really give him credit because he didn't have any answers, and I can't take credit away because he didn't give bad answers, I guess. But yeah.
I liked what Ryan Johnson did, but I understand why people didn't. But here's the thing: everybody can still be friends.
Yeah.
I liked. How the hell did they push Solo out that quick after having to refilm the entire movie?
Oh,
it's still an amazing job.
They did it twice.
And somehow the special effects didn't even look bad. Everybody was talking. They're like, "Oh, they're so rushed." I'm like,
Ooh,
"Yeah, I think they're
shit,
pretty damn
who's
rushed
that?
on that." And
That's Cole Kmet, of course. Of course, it's fucking Cole Kmet.
yeah.
Lanky ass
You're
bitch.
committed to him.
Committed to them.
See, Matt Canada, it's not that hard. I know Fryermuth is hurt now.
No,
But
do not
whenever you have a
compare
tight
Luke-
end,
Do not claim anything Luke Getsy does is good. Do not do
Luke
it.
gets.
Bears
Oh.
offensive coordinator.
See, I don't know
He-
most
he is the
coordinators. I don't
Brian-
even know the Steelers' defensive
He
coordinator.
is the Brian Ferentz NFL coordinators.
To be honest,
Oh,
John,
oh.
you shouldn't know the name of your offensive coordinator.
T-Bag.
It's
You
usually
get that
because they're
timeout.
bad.
Yeah, I've heard. The San Francisco defensive coordinator has been catching a lot of shit from their
See,
fans
baggity.
lately.
Because Wilkes is awful. I should know.
Yeah, I've been.
Who started with the
Any-
ball?
Yeah.
The Bears got it first, right?
Wait, what?
Let me
yeah.
check. To be honest,
God, they
I
all
forgot.
punted so fast at the beginning.
No, it was
Bears. Bears
Yeah.
got it first.
Bears started with it. I thought, yeah.
So
Bears.
getting a field goal here would be good. Would be big for the Bears.
As they say in the replacements, winners want the ball.
Winners want the ball.
Mm,
I love that movie.
in the second half.
That is
yes.
a fantastic
God,
movie.
it's
I
so
love that
good.
movie.
It's probably on TBS right now.
Probably is.
We're gonna watch TBS
What about,
halftime. We're just gonna watch the
Blue Mountain
replacements.
State is still my favorite football thing that has
so-
been filmed. I don't know.
I'm sorry. Alan Ritzton will always be Thad, no matter what else he does. He will always be Thad.
I love the beginning of the one season when he's like, "Coach, I don't know what happened," and then it just flashes to him with just a mountain of cocaine, and he just raises his head. He's like, "Cocaine,
Cocaine!"
as he failed a drug test, and he's like trying to plead to the coach. He had no idea.
By the way, Dan, my fellow bald man, I gotta mention. So I got this hat for $25 at my local lids. Like, you're a Bears fan and also somebody folks got $25 for a hat.
I always forget that AJ's bald.
Dude, I'm Super Bowl.
Because every time I see you, you have a cap on.
Yeah,
It's
that's,
CG. It's
My
a
mom,
filter.
my mom says grass doesn't grow on a busy street.
and here's the thing. It's an acronym. This
Oh.
is called a hair alternative treatment hat.
I have a nice symmetrical head, so I just buff it down a little bit. Little turtle wax.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
The only time that I don't
picturing like a
have
bar
a clean
buffer.
shave, I'm lazy. Like this is the AJ Lancaster Depression Index.
I feel like you could do a lot of good Halloween costumes though, like with the. I feel like there's a lot of famous people with that sort of hairline, but anyways, or maybe just characters.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
thinking of.
none of them are nice.
Well, yeah, but if it's Halloween, you can be evil people. That's the good thing about the holiday.
Yeah, listen, I want to be a happy clown, not one that puts people in their basement.
Look, all clowns are creepy. You don't have to try and act happy about
There
it.
are nice clowns.
I haven't met one.
I assume there are.
I assume there are. I want a presidential debate to just have that come back. There are nice ones in this group. Well, I assume so anyway.
No, it's basically the awful Trump escalator speech. Some I assume are good people.
Yeah.
So it's basically like the opposite version of that, like an optimistic version. Like,
I don't want to watch this reveal with a full bladder, so I'm going to run away real quick. Please don't premiere it until I get back. They're going to premiere it before I get back now because I said that.
like some I assume are good people makes way more sense if you're talking about clowns opposed to like being a racist.
AJ, do you have this pulled up yet?
What's that?
Do you have what we're showing pulled up yet?
I did not pull it up. I don't have any of the things. I haven't looked at anything.
Okay.
So if anyone wants updates on fandoms that don't make me sad and miserable, a la the Bears, the White Sox, and the Iowa Hawkeye football team, the Iowa women's basketball team is up 11 on number 8 Virginia Tech, and the Blackhawks are about to beat the Tampa Bay Lightning 5-3 with Connor Bedard scoring 2 goals. So
Like you said, at least teams that don't make you want to cry.
Damn.
So Dan, I saw a graphic the other day of basically how baseball teams do with basically how they staff certain parts of their front office. The White Sox have 5 guys that they use to work on analytics, 40 people in ticket sales.
Luna.
And I'm like, wait, why? No one goes. Why would you have that many?
It's clearly they need more. They got to sell more tickets, damn it. It's just like Into the Panderverse. We have to pander harder.
Okay, can we talk about into the Panderverse and the fact that like so many people miss the point?
I feel like, as happens often with South Park, each side missed the part where they were being made fun of because they made fun of both sides, including that one.
Exactly. Just like everybody fucking missed it. It's silly. Fuck off.
It's always an exaggerated version of whatever side, yeah.
Yeah, it's Gen X humor. It's silly. Fuck off.
Kathleen Kennedy does jump out of the closet, though. She's there right now. I gotta go check.
It's just
I do love Cartman's. The part where I laughed funny most at, and this is apolitical, so it was whenever the animation of just Cartman jumping out of the window at that one part, and just the sound effect that went with it was just so out of nowhere. He's just like, "She's coming for me." He's in the police station. He's jumping out of a second story window. He's just like, "Yeah." He just like does a flip out the window, and his feet go in the air.
It's just silly and stupid.
Oh my god.
So Mike and I actually joked earlier that if it was like a really bad game, it was just the two of us, we were just gonna like throw on Scott Tenorman Must Die and react to that, and then go back into the game if it got more interesting.
All right, AJ, I am sending it to you, the group chat right now.
God, how bad is this going to be?
The game or the video that he's sending?
You should have just gone through.
See.
Is the U.S. Army rocking out right now?
Ooh,
What's going on in this
I'm not
halftime?
going to my message.
Bethany just making all the bets right now. She's like over under the half. On the first downs.
Yeah.
Opening
I got
drive, third quarter. Who's going to score?
I got it all sorted over here.
The Porgs are representative of the fan base of both of these teams right now.
Of course. They look delicious.
Bethany, who is firmly in first place in the What the Show Fantasy League right now.
Listen, I feel like it's all about
Nice.
the Cromwell though. I got injuries.
She had Kirk Cousins was her second quarterback, so that hurt.
It's like the Steelers fan. It's going all right now. I feel like it's all going to crumble, though.
It's all gonna crumble. It's all gonna crumble. I was doing so good. I didn't see the second.
She
half.
was fortunate that she was able to get Aiden O'Connell off of waivers, so she got another quarterback. But I mean, that's not an even trade.
Maybe I should have started Tyson Bagent over Bryce Young because it's not looking good.
He's Bajent care. Yeah, Bajent care of business would have been my fantasy name if I, in fact, Tyson Bagent.
Nice.
I mean, I still am in first place, so I can still say I'm everything and everyone else is just Ken. At least for another week. We'll see how we stand at the end of this week.
AJ, I'm also going to try it if I can. I know with our computer, I don't know how good it's going to work, but I'll give it a shot.
I love
Look,
that
I don't
we're
think
going
we
to
were-
world premiere it. Not even on our normal Wednesday night.
We'll have a clip
Yep.
to show.
Got it? I will say between those two teams that they're teasing right now, out of the two of them and having lived right in between the two fan bases, so you get a decent spattering of each. Ravens fans are a lot cooler. Bengals fans
agree.
were so deprived for so long, they just instantly become assholes as soon as they win anything. I remember in
They seem
2005
douchey and
when they
also
were like,
I feel like Baltimore fans are always pretty cool in NBC.
my brother-in-law is a Ravens fan, and it was pretty awesome 2016 Christmas whenever we were down at his house. That was the year that Antonio Brown extended across the goal line to win the division with like 9 seconds left against the Ravens. We were just like, this is the best Christmas ever, and then we're like sort of muted. Like, oh, sorry, Alex.
Just mention
We need juice to figure this out.
because there's like 6 of them.
Mm-mm.
Like it just reminded me that like my sister, she lives right between like equidistance between Philly and Baltimore, right? And she's like
Good idea.
talking at a dinner with, like, we had a family dinner when she was visiting, talking about how her and Chloe want to be fans of an NFL team and they can't figure out which one between Philly and Baltimore. And I'm just like, my brother and I, don't be a fucking Philly sports fan. I swear to God. Like, we're actually angry about just, we don't want you to be those people.
Yeah, I don't like Philly sport fans.
Yeah, they
It's-
threw
There's
snowballs at Santa Claus.
There's only a handful that I can stand.
okay, we're
I
gonna
don't mind
have
them
to
in
share
football as
screen.
much. Hockey, they are
You gonna share
really.
screen it?
Yep, it's gonna be a share screen, guys. We're so sorry, but this is something that Jake.
Wait, hold on. Give
yeah.
me 1 sec. I might be able to do it.
Okay,
You can do it.
Jake from State Farm. I just heard it from my phone here.
Hey, Mike, this is William
Let's see if it
Hung
works.
from
If it doesn't, we'll share
American
screen.
Idol, and you are a jabroni. Here is a song for you. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. 2 touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh, no, no, no. I'm a rocket man, burning out his fears up here alone.
And it's going to be a
Oh, I
long,
just
long
started.
time before I get that image out of my head.
So Jake
Okay.
paid for that?
No, I did. That was a while back.
No. That's not what we're showing you.
Oh, okay.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Again, I would like to state that nobody at What the Show had anything to do financially, creatively, nothing. This just happened because somebody probably had a few too many Bud Lights.
The opinions of James Remar are not even his own. They are Jake Yacovetta's.
Oh no.
The opinions of Jake Yakoveta do not reflect
Hey,
those of what the
this
show
is
or its
Hollywood's
affiliates
James
or associates.
Remar, the best Raiden. It is not weak to value life. Stay strong, Liu Kang. Oh my gosh, what a great movie. Happy birthday, Jeff. You're still a fucking jabroni. From What the Show. I remember saying that you were a jabroni a while ago. I guess What the Show thinks you still are, brother. Okay, Jeff. Happy birthday. You're a fucking jabroni. No fucking wimps. It is not weak to value life. James Remar from Hollywood, the best Lord Raiden. Too fucking bad they didn't ask me to come back and do it again. All right, you fucking jabroni. Happy birthday, Jeff. From, I don't know if these What the Show jabronis are jabronis too, but, you know, they love you enough to wish you happy birthday. All right, pal, you take it easy. James Remar, a.k.a. Raiden, saying so long.
Oh man. Hopefully the
Here's
new
what I
Raiden says
can
something really
only assume.
controversial.
I can only assume
And then I'm gonna have to do it
that
again.
Jake Yakoveta got so drunk that he was sending a series of photographs to James Remar, and that's how James Remar interpreted it.
You mean James Remar of 2023's Oppenheimer as Secretary of State Henry L. Stimson?
Yes,
I'm just
you saw how he
sorry it wasn't a
interpreted
No, the other one.
things for
Yeah.
that role.
It wasn't at Griffith Park.
where he works and lives.
Oh, guys, I saw him during 31 Days of Horror. It was like the 5th Hellraiser movie. He was
No, it
randomly
wasn't the fifth
inserted in pickup
Hellraiser movie.
scenes. Oh,
Wait, was it?
it was further
No,
down
it
the
wasn't.
line. The 4th one was in space, and then the 5th one was where they started taking movies that already existed and editing in Pinhead scenes because they weren't even Hellraiser movies. They would just take a straight to DVD movie and then later on pin on the name and film a couple
God.
scenes to make it be part of the franchise.
God damn it, Jake.
You're right. It's the 5th Hellraiser movie. I remembered halfway through
Yes.
saying it.
All right,
I
y'all.
watched,
I gotta go, so I'll talk to y'all.
Love
later.
you.
I love Buck. I love Buddy.
Breaking news: if Tyson Bagent goes down, Roshan Johnson is the emergency quarterback if need be.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yikes.
Hall of Famer career starting now.
Well, that was like the Vikings last
I
week.
drafted Roshan everywhere I could.
Cam Akers was the emergency backup for the Vikings. Then he went down. Like, could you imagine what would have happened last week had
I still think it's incredible that the Texans running back did the field goals or the extra points.
Oh, one of the plays of the
It's
year.
not bad.
Wait, which Texans running back did it? I missed it.
I don't remember. It wasn't Singletary. Oh, that guy.
Yeah, I think it's Ogunbowale.
Agumbawale.
Yeah.
Now, would they have gotten points in fantasy for that?
Yeah.
I think so.
Nice. The weirdest stat line. It's like 3 carries, 36 yards and a touchdown, and 3 points for a field goal.
I figured something out. So we were talking about like the point for completion, negative point for completion. What if the quarterback has the deflected pass that he catches, so he gets the reception plus the completion plus the passing yards plus the subsequent receiving yards? What if he scores? Does he get the touchdown twice? It's never happened.
Yep.
Andrew Luck playoff game.
That's right. It did. You're right. It did. So would that have
and Marcus
counted?
Mariota, I think too. But I think they were both against the
the ball
Chiefs.
too, though.
I miss Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
What ifs?
Abraham
God,
Lincoln playing football. Amazing. He had the beard of Lincoln. Freed the slaves, had multiple Pro Bowl seasons. You know, he's just a great guy.
All around.
One year,
all around
when my brother and his wife were out taking my nieces trick or treating, there was a zombie Lincoln, like waiting at the door of one of the houses.
Fun.
It was so great. Like my brother just said, "Hey, how was the play?" And the guy who was being the zombie Lincoln just said, "I left early." Like you could tell that guy has a list of like Lincoln jokes. He just waited to die.
My god! Too soon. No,
Right?
No, not really. What was the one I saw? Oh yeah, it was Thomas and Martha Wayne, and they would just go up at any Comic-Con to a guy cosplaying Batman and just fall in front of him. They had like the pearls on their necklaces.
Pearls.
Yeah. And then there was one picture of like the Batman on his knees, like crying in front of them. It's like, not again.
Real talk. I would totally like dress up as Joe Cool at a con and just rip a string of pearls off everybody's neck. Like,
do it the Zack Snyder way, where you somehow slide the gun behind the pearls so that the slide of the pistol makes them pop off. Because it's artistic.
Because it makes sense.
Because it all makes sense.
He's like, let me just hook this under here. Okay, now I'm going to shoot you.
Why would you say that name?
I mean, Joe is a pretty common name, Batman. I don't know what to tell you.
Where's
It
Rachel?
really is weird that it triggers you.
Where's Rachel?
Oh, cool suit. What did you say? I said cool
Where's
suit.
Rachel?
Cool.
We're approaching punt number 8.
Nice.
8 punts.
I like how you say that on third down.
Hunting is winning. We know this.
They're gonna start punting on third down eventually.
It is known.
What was that one playoff game where like they were? I know it was Chargers against Colts. Cypress. He punted like 4 separate punts, like inside the 5-yard line, and Peyton Manning was just like, "What the fuck?"
You're talking playoff games. Like, I hate the Patriots with every fiber of my being, but when Brady punted on third down against the Tebow-led Broncos, I could not stop laughing because it started the on-field brawl, and you go to the sideline and you see Belichick and Brady just like slap hands together. I'm like, I hate you two with every fiber of my being, but that was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I feel like we need more
the thing.
draft
Hey.
picks in the NFL.
Belichick, he's always had that dog in him. Like, and
He gets
even
sassy.
recently, he's got that.
Oh, yeah, he's
dog in him.
he's a petty bitch for sure.
Oh, yeah. There it is. That's 8.
Oh my gosh! Great punt return. Great job.
Great punt. Punting
Why
is
did you
winning.
not fair catch that one? Yeah.
Punting
Or
is
just run
like-
forward instead of going side to side 10 times, Deontay Johnson style.
Unironically, great special teams work tonight. Like,
Hey, again,
good
as
fundamentals.
a connoisseur of the special teams, being an Iowa Hawkeye fan, you know it when you see it.
and a Bears fan. Let's face
Bears
it.
fan.
Sorry.
Devin Hester.
Yeah, well, did one of your
you
players
need to
ever
go.
jump and kick the
Oh, that is the
punter
greatest
on a punt
picture.
return?
That is the greatest picture in NFL history, that jump kick.
Did you ever, get a play made illegal?
And then, well, and
It was
then
already
I don't
penalized.
remember who the punter was, but he tweeted out after that game, "Wait, when did this happen?" Which was also incredible.
He probably gave him a concussion. Jesus. Or at least broke his sternum.
Stomped him.
So unnecessary. It's
least
like, dude, you probably would have had a better
damage.
return. Yeah. Emotional.
100%.
I
damage.
unironically
That
love when
depleted
people
his
fail
MP.
at hurdling, though.
Emotional damage.
Emotional.
Pickens tried that this year, only he didn't do the kick, so he didn't get penalized. But he literally just jumped up in the air in front of a defender, and the defender looked like he didn't know what to do. And then he just landed and ran for a couple more yards in front of him. It was the weirdest, like, what do each one of us do? Never mind, we'll just wait until you land, and then I'll tackle you.
Hi, fuck.
Oikos.
Oh. Linda just said the Loki finale was incredible.
Mm.
Oh yeah, that's on tonight. I need to watch that.
I still need to watch.
I like
the
to
first
watch
six
to be informed, but it's been a weird I'm like not even sure where it's going, and not in a great way where I feel like I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm just kind of like different things seem to happen each episode.
Yeah.
So I'm not
Well,
exactly
I don't get
sure.
why it's such a short season too.
I think that a lot with their show. I think they basically like plan them out so that they end as soon as the next thing is beginning. But sometimes it's to their detriment where it's like, yeah,
It's
you
just-
could use more.
I liked WandaVision, and then everything else has been,
Well,
Like, again,
like,
Werewolf by
I
Night
feel like
was
segues.
fucking-
With some exceptions, they feel like segues to the next thing rather than seasons of television.
I liked
Yeah.
like the first season of Loki when they went and did the dumb shit like the alligator, like stuff like that was a lot of fun.
And I thought that episode should have been the final one of the season.
Yeah.
I didn't like. I did. That was a better cliff. Like that episode had a better cliffhanger than the cliffhanger at the end of the actual season.
Yeah, and it's
I
weird because
that
like
they're- I
normally,
that they're- oh, good.
like normally on filler stuff, you think of it as like, oh, that's in like a 22 episode season. You'll have some filler episodes, but then like you have these weird like
It's
what was Ahsoka like
episodes or
eight
six.
episodes, and it feels like they have filler in there. I'm like, how do you
There
have
were-
such
there
a
were
short?
couple fillers. What hit really hit, but yeah, there was definitely a few episodes that I'm like, you only have so much time.
Oh, that was almost a pick.
Come on, people.
Yeah, it was.
I'm gonna say one thing.
Why? Don't you love when you throw a hospital ball for a 4-yard gain?
Yeah.
What I'm
WandaVision
happy
was
about-
perfect, but also Miss Marvel was perfect.
Again, with Ms. Marvel, I love the first like 3/4, and what we keep getting these big fights at the end. I don't want those in the TV. I want it stripped down more. I don't need big monster fights or big CGI battles like Moon Knight. I thought Moon Knight was great till the last episode with the big monster fight.
I get it. I get
Here we
it.
go. Punt time.
Okay, Jonathan Mingo, I need you to punt this ball so far.
New NFL record coming up.
I am happy with the direction they're taking the TV stuff now. They're actually hiring showrunners. They're not so concerned with the connectivity to the MCU. Like there will be some shows
Spotlight.
that will
Yeah, the
not.
spotlight thing's a good thing. I agree with that.
I know it's so hard to scale back when you're in a corporation because you're supposed to have continual gains or whatnot. But this
Synergy.
ramping up until it becomes unsustainable production has really hurt them. Yeah.
Guys,
And you have more sustained success, but the shareholders don't care because they're like, we want it to go up this quarter, so put more stuff out. It's just like,
Iowa
did
women's
you
basketball
realize that
team beat
Montez Sweat was a
Virginia Tech
bear?
before.
Yeah, he got traded 2
Sarah,
weeks ago.
what did you?
Second round pick, and they signed him long term. They gave him a 3-year contract.
There's this.
So
4 years.
you know
4
when,
year, 4 year.
Mike, you know when
Montez
I do
Sweat.
the thing when you can tell
Oh, yeah.
I can't tell you can't tell if I'm joking. I was Just doing.
I think it's a great move. I mean, it's definitely a long-term move, but
It's worth the second round pick. Sweat is 100% worth that pick.
Yeah, for sure. People are like pissy because like the Bears are bad. It's like you're not going to find a quality pass rusher
in the draft. No,
especially in the second round.
Yeah,
if you do, you really lucked out.
It's so worth it. That's almost like it's a fucking joke.
Right. I mean, I'm glad they
it's
made
a
it.
hilarious fucking
Still
joke
need to extend Jalen
that
Johnson.
Somebody gave up Montez Sweat for a second round draft pick.
Just everybody got upset because
the thing
the
is,
49ers got Young for the third. That's why people were upset.
No, but people are
Chase Young for a third. No,
people are dumb.
That's not a joke. That's terrorism against yourself.
No, but you have to look at it this way.
Bush did 9/11. Hi.
You have to look at it this way. Chase Young, great player. It's a boomer bust with his injury history, and it's also very clearly a rental for the 49ers. Yeah. It's someone they don't plan. I can't imagine they plan on re-signing. So why would you give up a second round or higher for a player that's gone next year? Like that's what I think. Whereas the Bears, you give up a second, you're going to lock in the guy you're giving up a second round pick for.
Well, the Bears
needed something to make up for.
Roquan. Yeah, they lost Roquan. And the Bears, after everything came out, it's like the Bears were all in on Sweat for like 2 weeks before the trade deadline, and they
stays on the
they
field.
didn't have to give it the first, but like they were I think if they had to, they would have.
They also needed to make
I don't know
up.
about that because they will have 2 top 10 picks. I don't think they would have given up a first this year.
But
they did lose They lost the 32nd pick for taking Claypool from the Steelers, which thank you because I had to get rid of him.
That was not a good trade.
Joey Porter Jr., who has actually turned out as to be like the number 1 corner, even though they refused to play him for a few weeks.
Hindsight 2020, but hindsight, it's bad hindsight.
And Joey Porter Jr., essentially it was pick 32, so basically a first round pick, and 100%. Like that was not a miss. Like the Steelers made out on that with him. Even if he's not their alpha, he's gonna be playing. So
I mean, he played D-Hop really well in the last game. There was his first game actually starting, and he got a couple penalties, but they were like for 5 yards.
Yeah,
it's better than
I think
giving up some huge completion.
I apologize.
Panic picked Will McDonald, and he's only been active half the games.
I apologize for interrupting. I don't know if you all saw this graphic. Tyson Bagent's last 10 opponents. The Panthers, the Saints, the Chargers, the Raiders, the Vikings, Colorado School of Mines, Indiana University of Pennsylvania, Slippery Rock University, University of New Haven, Indiana University of Pennsylvania.
Yep. Indiana University of Pennsylvania is the best one.
I have a client at the Colorado School of Mines. I'm very familiar with them.
No, Colorado School of Mines, they fuck.
They are great at the silent count. Fantastic.
They don't make love. They fuck.
It would be great if their mascot was the Canaries.
It's really easy to steal their signals, though, because they're very flamboyant about them.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick is playing them. He's just like, oh my God.
All they do are dig routes. That's the only thing they do. All dig routes.
Listen, the School of Mines, you tie like a red handkerchief around your neck, they will attack you.
This is incredible content, just mime joke.
Yeah, just like almost like
you don't get a lot of mime jokes, okay? It's called a blue ocean strategy. Nobody's making mime jokes.
Run, Deontay. People are like, oh, this is the DJ Moore game. He also played on Carolina last year.
Donta versus Deontay.
Or did I say Deontay? Sorry.
You're good. You're good.
Deontay.
I work in a
fragrance store,
so I'm so used to just.
You know who is good? Darnell Wright. That was an incredible pick.
Oh, that was a fantastic pick. I was hoping during the draft that he would have fell to the Jets, but obviously the Bears snagged him several picks beforehand. I think Wright was a fantastic pick.
Hey, you guys ever have your team trade up for a pick and then not even play the guy?
Oh, is that
because that's what the Steelers have been doing with Broderick Jones for the first half of the season. They're like, no, we got to play Dan Moore, who gets flagged 36 times a game.
You guys traded up to make sure we didn't get him, and you didn't use him. And then the Jets panic pick also is not getting used. So
Oh. Well, they have finally started using because they were forced to because of injury.
right.
Which I think the same thing happened with Joey Porter Jr., where like they kept playing Patrick Peterson. He kept getting burned all these games. And then finally somebody got hurt in the secondary where they were like, okay, now we'll play Joey Porter because we have to. Tomlin has this weird obsession with like red shirting the rookies. And it's like, dude, an offensive lineman only has like 7 or 8 good years probably. You got to just play him right away.
They did the shove.
Bears and the Eagles are the 2 most efficient tush-push teams, funny enough.
Nice.
No, people were giving Bears slack about not taking Jalen Carter. I'm like, he's on the perfect situation. If he would have been on the Bears, that would have been a disaster.
Yeah, well, for you're 100% right. Like Carter going where he went to the Eagles, he could not have wound up in a better scenario.
Okay, let's take the lead here, please.
I do like Wright. Like Wright was a great pick. Oh, almost.
I mean, they should take the lead regardless, but you never know.
I mean, knock on wood.
Oh, I actually have a wooden stool. There you go. This is where the Steelers run 3 jet sweeps in a row. Try and score that touchdown to their slowest receiver. They'll be like, Allen Robinson, you're way faster than Alvin Austin, the literal sprinter. We'll hand it to you.
There it is.
Fantasy
I mean, famous Bears receiver Allen Robinson.
He was good for 2 years.
Penn State receiver. He was awesome at Penn State. He played in the 4 overtime Michigan game that I attended.
Yeah, he was a great guy in Penn State. He was a good locker room guy.
I think the injury.
How long, AJ? They fired everybody. I don't know what else you want.
I don't know. Like,
James Franklin kind of sucks too, though, right?
Maybe. My family's full of Ohio State fans. Fire back Jim Jordan. It's right there.
It's something you can't deny.
I for 2.
I like this hat though. That's what makes this game so hard.
The hat. I was disappointed. I had a shitty pair of aviators that I was going to come in on, but I couldn't find them. I would have been full.
How do Lids convince everybody to not remove the sticker on their hats? It's always been a P fine. I'm like, it's free advertising for them, and they somehow convinced everybody that that's the fashion statement.
Here's the worst part. I keep this one.
Hey, that's holographic. Nice. It's a holographic hat. Those are rare.
Just like the Pokemon cards. Mm-hmm.
It's how you track the condition.
Be a total 90s kid and bend the bill.
No.
Same. I'm 100% same. If you see me in a hat, it's bent. Yeah.
I've got my bent bills. I've got my actually Lids offers a service where they'll steam and curve your bill for you. I've got my steamed curved bills. I've got my.
It sounds like something Gwyneth Paltrow would have done, and we're all like, "That's so ridiculous." Can you imagine a normal person? And yet, Lids is offering it as a service.
So back like in the either late '90s, early 2000s, I had a thing to put the hats in the wash that had the freight the bill curved. That so you put it in there. It was like a little wire hanger kind of thing that you put into the wash so it didn't tumble. But it was built with the curve in it, so yeah.
Nice.
My head's too big for the flat rimmed hats. It doesn't look right.
See, I feel that too. So my natural hat is I have a mild curve.
Yes, I got this
right.
one.
So I think that you and I probably have the same. Yeah, you and I do the same curve.
I have a little more pronounced curve on the hat, but
so like my regular hat is this right here, right? Oh,
you ever sport a visor?
No, because that's just asking for a sunburn.
So that's my regular curve.
True.
Like Usually it's about like this. Almost.
I would have like somehow have the friar look, but just sunburn.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah. usually do down from the sideburn.
Yep.
But like if I'm doing a flat bill look, flat bill look
there it is.
Different.
That's AJ
I
and
feel
I.
like Tony
and,
Romo rocked that like
it's-
English driving hat for a while.
Little cabbie hat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's always trying to make fashion
like me a
statements.
bucket hat.
Like when I was buying this hat, the guy at Lids, my hat guy, I have a hat guy.
You have a hat guy.
Yeah, I'm a
You're a
man
hat
of
guy?
many, I'm a man of many hats, and that's what I told my hat guy.
As you should.
Yeah, he offered the steaming service, and I said, no, this is gonna be a flat bill for me. But I have different hat looks, and I'm a man of many hats. And he said, I appreciate your culture.
That's a fantastic phrase.
This reminds me of like in one of the most awkward moments in Book of Boba Fett, whenever they walk into a restaurant or something or a bar, and the person's like, "Can we clean your helmets?"
Yes.
And I'm just like, what a weird thing to happen. Where do you ever walk into a place and like, "Hello, sir, maybe wash your clothes"? It's like, no, I'm wearing these. What are you talking about?
It's exactly that. Guys, we have not watched a second of this game. Let's be honest.
I've been watching. I've been paying attention.
I've been watching.
I can multitask.
Bears just took the lead. Come on, we had exciting stuff happening.
Deep
AJ.
punting is winning.
I lost my phone.
Yeah. Oh, in the middle of the stream, you lost your phone.
That's impressive.
I mean, you haven't been anywhere, so I feel like the
damn
search area is
good.
fairly narrow.
Oh, is that?
No, Marshall.
Oh, it's Marshall. I was like, is that Mingo? Nope, Marshall.
Be right back.
Just remember AJ watching on his phone whenever we did a One Piece watch along with his earbuds in. Because I warned him that he would get copyright struck in 2 seconds on an anime.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm still actually like listening with one ear. I was doing one ear on each side. I just took out the other ear. That's
Dude, Thielen just had his longest catch of the season. That was like 12 yards.
Okay, but that was not Jonathan Mingo.
No,
Adam
they're building up
Thielen.
the distraction. They're luring them in with Thielen so they can hit Mingo for the deep ball. Boom.
Young still doesn't have 100 yards.
I mean, wait, I only watch Steelers games, but like quarterbacks don't normally get over 100 yards by the third quarter, right? I mean,
No,
that's
not
pretty
okay.
ridiculous
Again, that's
expectation.
Young, you have it by like the third 5 minutes into the game lately. It's insane what Bryce Young is doing. Like, not Bryce Young, CJ Stroud. If you're CJ Stroud, you've got 100 yards like in the first quarter.
Crazy.
I remember when the Steelers offense was like that. Be like Brown with 200 yards and 2 touchdowns at halftime. Good times. There
And
was
he also like stomped a guy.
old Ben on he does a podcast now, and he was talking about, because they were talking about offensive coordinators, of course.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, back whenever Todd Haley was our coordinator, we would get the plays and we would just say, no, that's dumb. They're not stopping the counter. We're just going to run the counter again. We don't really care what he calls. They would just hand it off to Le'Veon Bell again. Basically, like people, I mean, Todd Haley was like their longest tenured offensive coordinator recently, and they were obviously most successful with him. It's kind of funny because they fired him after a playoff game where they scored 42 points on the number 1 defense. And it's like, we'll fire the offensive coordinator after losing 45-42. What?
Well, like Bell's rookie year and his second year, that offense was the Bell's rookie year. He missed like the first half of the year because he got hurt like in the last preseason game. But Bell's second year, good God, the Steelers' offense was insane that year.
Yeah, 2014. That was the year where Ben had 12 touchdowns in 2 games.
Yeah.
The Colts game, he easily could have broke a single game passing record. They stopped passing in like midway through the 4th whenever they got the ball back. And he had 522 yards already and 6 touchdowns. And they just handed it off to Bell from there. They won like 51-34 or something. It was pretty insane.
Speaking of crazy
And
offensive
that's the
performance,
story of how I found my iPhone I don't use to sell Coke. Hi. There it is.
Wait, you don't use it, but you sell
Is that him?
Coke? Or
Not the one I
him,
lost.
that's him. That's Mingo.
Mingo has a catch.
there you go.
Mingo. And
And
Mingo
Mingo was his
That was,
name.
that was great offensive play calling. Throw that screen pass on third down long.
Wide
There
receiver.
you
Got
go.
to catch it. Mingo was his name. Well,
I just love that in that fantasy system that you were talking about before, where it's like a completion gets a point and completion loses one. The
Yeah.
Giants quarterback in that Jets game would have scored like 3 or 4 points in the overtime because he just threw it to Saquon Barkley like 3 straight times in the flat.
There were Drew Brees was like the king of that scoring system because he was so consistent.
Oh,
But
yeah.
there
When he
were
got his
games-
noodle arm and he could only throw
Yeah.
for like 2 yards.
There were games that there were some like a Derek Carr type of today would get like 40 points without throwing a touchdown because they kept on just doing the dump passes.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the Joe Burrow games this year have been like that, where he'll throw like a 5-yard pass, a 5-yard pass, a 5-yard pass.
you know what I don't understand, like returners doing when it's clearly going to be a fair catch, is move themselves not quite where the ball is going to be, call the fair catch, and then as it's getting closer, run into the guy who's super close to him to get a catch interference.
I think they can still call that.
You know, it's 4D chess.
Yeah.
I know.
I think they can still call that because if the ball is not going to land where he made contact, if he's ahead of it, I think they can actually call a penalty on them.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
and Dan, what you do, it always fools the refs. You run into him and then you fall over and start pointing at him as you fall. It's very convincing.
Or if
he
again,
did
if you're
that. He
Cooper
did that.
machine, you're pointing at your team to get away from the ball, not a fair catch, and then return it for a touchdown, but have it called back on out of bounds review that they ended up saying, "Oh no, he called a fair catch" when he did not call a fair catch.
Oh, Dan, how about this? We had Gunnar Olszewski, who has since been cut because he had like 3 turnovers and 4 touches of the ball this year. But on a kickoff, he catches the ball on the sideline, taps his toes at the 10-yard line, and then goes out of bounds. On a kickoff, for those who don't know, if a kickoff just goes out of bounds, you get the ball at the 40-yard line.
And if you
He's like, I made a great catch.
position yourself, and if you
Yeah.
position yourself out of bounds and pick up the ball, that is also considered out of bounds.
Yeah.
Very
No,
dumb.
it was just hilarious because he immediately realized he did because he caught it on the kickoff, taps his toes, goes out of bounds, and then turns around and says that he didn't catch it. It's like, dude, why did you try to catch it if you're gonna say that you didn't catch it?
God, I can't remember.
And then he had like
there was another situation during a family dinner where football was on and it was a situation where somebody like dropped the ball, stopped the clock, was better, and then just yelled, "Fucking drop it!" And I
love that.
it was an innocent family dinner. Just remind me of that kind of situation football wise. It's just like when you do the bad play to make things better. But
the pet peeve for me is defenders that catch it in the end zone have no chance of getting to the 20-yard
and
line
run it back
and decide to run out of the end zone and get tackled at like the 2, so the offense is fucked.
Yep.
Oh, my favorite of that though is the Chargers versus Patriots playoff game where Marty Schottenheimer goes up to his defenders before the game and says, "Now, when you get the interception to win the game, just fall down. To hell with all that running around stuff."
Yep.
And then later in the game, Tom Brady throws his 3rd interception. A Chargers player starts running around with it when it would have pretty much sealed the game. Troy Brown comes in and forces a fumble. The Patriots get it back and end up scoring to tie the game.
Yep.
Marty Schottenheimer was
Guys.
like, I literally, this exact scenario. How?
Ty Bajan might be a really good game manager.
Yeah, I think
he will be a great backup.
He's exactly what I was going to say. He's going to be a potentially, if he plays his cards right.
Who's the next Chase Daniel?
Matt Barkley, Chase Daniel, someone like that who's just always there.
Or Charlie, what's his face? That was
Whitehurst?
Charlie Batch.
Batch.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a Charlie Batch type.
Who won them a playoff game.
Dan
He's
Orlovsky also forever. Like guys like that.
I think he's a good analyst, actually.
He's actually a fantastic analyst. But like those guys like that, like I respect, like they were good enough to stay in the league, but they didn't have to do anything, and they made like $1 million or $2 million a year. It's like, bless them.
Sorgi.
Yeah.
Sorgi was the backup to Peyton Manning for like 9 straight years.
Yep.
He never played.
Maybe played like a half a dozen plays a year.
Probably shat himself.
I think the minimum wage is like $250K. So you made millions probably just never doing a thing.
Matt
like
Flynn is
amazing.
my hero.
You have
Matt Flynn had
generational wealth.
one massive game in a week 17 that didn't mean shit, and he threw 6 touchdowns. Got paid by the Seahawks and never started a game again.
Oh yeah. You know who?
That's why I like
Seahawks GM is just like, there he is,
Right, do you
greatest
guys know,
quarterback ever.
Kurt Benkert is.
Name's not ringing a bell.
Mm-mm.
He was the third string quarterback for the Packers for like 2 years, right? And he's a practice squad guy, that kind of thing. And he's done like books now. Like, okay, here's how you dissect defenses. Here's how you put into the layman terms, and like watch football like a quarterback. And like he does like a YouTube channel. Like Kurt Benkert, his YouTube channel is just like, okay, I'm going to play Madden and show you how like offenses and defenses actually work. This is what cover 2 is. You know, that kind of thing.
Matt Canada
So
will
much-
join him after this year.
Pretty much.
It'll be a collab.
The
He
ref
might
right
be
there.
smarter than Matt Canada.
It's your boy here. We're gonna dissect this defense. Don't forget to smash that like button.
But he's got one NFL play, and he didn't kneel down for the Packers. So he's made his entire like social media presence out
All
of
that.
taking a picture of the dusty knee.
That's his Twitter profile pic, is him taking a knee in that one play.
It's not the profile pic. But when people say you're not a real
cover.
NFL player, you show them a picture of the knee. It's great shit. Like,
I would like to point out that in the
good
What the
sense
Show
of humor.
What the Show Fantasy League right now, Justin the Juice is beating PLD because he is using a bear against him.
What bears he got?
Foreman.
Ooh.
My favorite backup for the Steelers was definitely Landry Jones, because on not
Landry-
one but 2 separate occasions they put him in the game. He sucked so bad that they put back in injured Ben and just said, you know what? We don't care if your shoulder's separated. You're still better than this fucker. Because Ben got the record for like most passing yards as a backup because they were playing the Browns. They're doing amazing, but Landry Jones just sucks so bad that they're still losing like 6-3 or something. So then Ben comes in, throws for like 350 yards and like 3 touchdowns in like 3 quarters or something, and they're like, oh, that's an NFL record for a backup quarterback. I'm like, this is a technicality.
That's about
And then the
25 yard
playoff-
punt there, by the way.
Nice.
Did it get tipped, or was
That's
it
Presley
bad?
Harvin territory.
It
There
had,
you go.
I assume it got tipped because it's like they haven't shown a replay, but it had to have.
The kill's a pretty
So
good.
then Landry Jones comes in a playoff game against the Bengals where they're losing because Ben got seriously hurt, was carted off the field, bottles thrown at him by the Bengals fans. And then Landry Jones comes in, throws an interception on the first play that he's in. The Steelers miraculously get the ball back because it's the Bengals, and they fumble. And then they're like, you know what, Ben, just go back in there. We know you can only throw 10 yards, but fuck it. Just go out there and throw it. And then the Bengals committed 30 yards of penalties and lost the game because they decapitated Antonio Brown over the middle. And then Joey Porter, who was a coach at the time, argued with the Bengals players, got pushed by Pac-Man Jones, and got another 15-yard penalty.
Oh fuck! I remember this now.
Yep, Pac-Man Jones was a penalty factory. So
Oh my god, dude, it was so funny because the celebration when he pushed a coach of the Steelers because they knew they were getting the game-winning penalty essentially was he's out there arguing the last penalty, and Joey Porter's getting all up in his face, like yelling at him, and then Pac-Man Jones pushes him, and Joey Porter just goes. He just gives the most shit-eating grin.
I miss
And
Pac-Man
then-
Jones so much.
And David DeCastro, the one lineman, just starts jumping up and down in the air because he knows they just won the game. He sees them throw the flag. How many times did Pac-Man Jones get convicted? Wasn't it like it was a lot of court cases for that dude?
Like 2.5. Don't worry about it.
Because it was him and Vontez Burfict both on the same team, hated for different reasons, but both absolutely atrocious people.
Montez Burfict, definitely like. Okay, I mentioned like Ndamukong Suh being dirtiest of all time. Vontez might be actually dirtiest of all time.
I have zero love for Nebraska football, and I especially in Ndamukong Suh, but I still stand that he should have won the Heisman that year.
Yeah, like. Well, and I was talking about like he's one of the dirtiest players of all time.
Oh yeah,
he's one of the best people.
Stomper.
Like he's a damn good human being.
Is he?
Heat of the moment.
Yeah, dude.
I mean,
the
he didn't
shit
pull
that
an
he's
Albert
done.
Ainsworth.
It's like, oh my god, the dude could like hand out a Darwin Award to somebody and earn whatever it's called, Player of the Year, like humanitarian award.
Walter Payton.
He's Walter Payton.
Yeah.
There we go.
You got a Bears
knew it
fan in
wasn't-
here. You just insulted him.
I knew it wasn't Gale Sayers, but Gale Sayers
ever watch,
also should have
Brian's
a name.
song?
No, because I don't want to be emotionally devastated for the next 3 years.
Oh, great Billy
First-
D. Williams performance.
First
It's,
screenplay.
I know it's blasphemy as a Bears fan not to have watched it, but like, again, I don't need to be sad forever.
Yeah,
It was the first screenplay I ever read. It was
Really?
assigned in school. Yeah, they assigned us to read the screenplay for Brian's song.
You were assigned to read in school?
Yeah, that's how I learned how to read.
Were you in
They
Nebraska at the
assigned
time?
me reading.
Brian's song.
Yeah, that's where they drew the line.
You're
You can
little AJ,
read. It
kindergartner,
has to be
please
about
read
football.
Brian's song.
Yeah, as long as it's about football, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. And listen, you're never going to be that good at reading or football anyways, because we're in Nebraska.
The upcoming movie, I'm sure you are aware. The Iron Claw is supposed to have that kind of like devastate you effect. I mean,
I'm sure.
If you know the story of the Von Erich
That's the
family,
thing, I know it's emotionally devastating. I have not read up anything on it to go in fresh. I should probably prepare myself, but I'm not going to.
oh, it's like
Going blind, it's going to kill you.
Yeah, well,
Here's the thing.
it was a good life.
The dad of the family that this is about would make Joe Jackson look like a fucking saint.
yeah.
Oh
So,
my
like,
god.
If you ever
They did
need,
the premiere last night, and there are many Von Erichs like that. It's a big family.
Mhm.
For reference, one of them went to the premiere. You'll find out why the rest of them weren't there.
I'm sure.
oh,
Was it too hard emotionally, or were they too mad?
Little column A, little column B.
Neither.
another one definitely go into blind, but football was what is it? Something. It's about John Capoletti, who I gladly accept all the Penn State jokes, but he's the only Heisman Trophy winner from Penn State from 60s or early 70s, running back, and it's called Something for Joey. A really great drama from 1977 about him. His family had some weird hardships too, and it's another tearjerker. For some reason, tragic football families make for great movies.
Yeah, I remember that. That was like they did the remake called Daddy Daycare.
I really wish you said Daddy Day Camp just to take that bit further.
Oh fuck, that would have been better. Fuck.
3rd and 17. Let's go, Young.
But seriously though,
Another punt.
yeah,
Another
the Iron
punt.
Claw is going to wreck me for several days.
Which one?
The Iron Claw.
Oh, free play. Oh, never mind.
No, false start.
Well, that short punt I missed. It's 11. I gotta update that.
Unabated to the quarterback. Yay. Oh, encroachment. Never mind.
Yeah, Iron Claw. If you are aware of the Von Erich story, like this movie is like I think there is a chance it could be like in award conversation, but it is going to be devastating.
I'm sure.
Yep.
On lighter news,
So
Caitlin Clark now has 5 career games with 40 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists, including 3 against AP top 10 opponents. You didn't know Caitlin Clark's very good at basketball.
Cool.
Caitlin Von Erich?
That's
Not
the
so
second
much.
one.
Probably overdosed on painkillers and you know,
See, there's a Jalen Warren
told her
play.
sister to do
There you
the
go.
same
Even
thing.
number 30.
Hubbard with the
He's even
Jalen
number
Warren.
30.
So I found out about the Von Erich's family like right when I was having heart failure symptoms. I found a new podcast, and there was a 7-part hour-long thing about the entire like Vince McMahon and his family and everything before and after professional wrestling, and the Von Erich's family was like, oh shit, this is a little thing that we'll tell you about like regional wrestling for a family. And it's like, oh, this sounds fun. I was not okay for several days. And also I had heart failure.
So
AJ, until your heart is feeling better,
don't
do
watch
not
that.
watch Your Name.
It's not feeling better. It's just kind of whatever it is.
I was prefacing as until you reach such a point, do not watch Your Name.
So
Because
like
that movie,
if I just want to stop, can I like watch that?
it's a terrible movie. Don't watch it, AJ. Oh no, it's
Okay.
awful.
I'll watch it.
So woke and stuff. Anyways,
It's woke? No, here's the thing. If somebody like you calls something woke, I want to fucking watch it.
But I was calling it woke sarcastically.
Yeah, that makes it better. Call something
not
woke
sure which side
sarcastically.
you
It's
even
the
wanna
Daddy
go.
Day
my God.
Camp of 2024.
Yeah.
You know what
Like
sucks?
in a woke way?
one
Isn't
I wa-
everything if you the definition enough?
The one
It's
movie
almost like it doesn't mean anything anymore.
yeah.
Oh my
The
god,
one
Morty.
movie I genuinely,
It depends who's
genuinely wanna
using
see is The Holdovers, and it's not playing in my city. Like
I know, I'm mad
anywhere.
The holdover
I'm in a
maneuver?
boarding
What?
school, Morty.
I've heard so many good things about that movie.
Yeah, same.
Watch out. Oh.
Good tackle.
Very
I
nice. 2
forgot I
yards.
couldn't watch the game. I really want to watch the Paul Giamatti Alexander Payne movie. I
Looks
accidentally
fantastic.
No.
What's that?
Disappointed. I thought you were going to say Alexander Dario.
No, Alexander
Paul
Payne.
Giamatti. Look at that rom-com. He's a cantankerous professor. She's his student. What kind of trouble will they get in?
Okay, I'm gonna try it one more time. Alexander Payne shows his tits, Morty.
Morty,
Last episode-
gotta see those tits, Morty.
The last episode of Rick and Morty was one of the better ones in a while.
The tits, Morty. Okay, we do different ends of it. We do different sides of that impersonation.
But with your powers combined,
I
you're
hope-
Captain Planet.
Fusion. Ha. Oop.
Morty,
So I thought
we're
my
gonna do the
handstand was
fusion.
falling.
Oh,
I like-
geez, Rick.
Touch your fingers. You're like a lot shorter than me, so you gotta move your fingers up. It's okay.
Danny Pinheiro.
I don't know if it works diagonally, but we'll find out.
It's a projector, Morty.
If you're
I
going
love
to
the-
touch tips, just have
I love the
consent.
fact they have to make a platform to make their heights equal, and then they can still have symmetrical positions. I feel like that's how you make it work.
Morty, it's all about the symmetry.
Wait,
Oh,
are you
John Travolta's
the new
Santa
voice
Claus.
actor?
This
Are
is
you
a
the new
football
Rick?
stream.
Did you replace Justin Roiland?
I wish.
You guys ever play one of his or one of whatever? I don't know who even the creators are, but the guy who voiced most of them, the video games. One was oh gosh, what Trover Saves the Universe was the one I've played that I really liked. It had one of the funniest fucking video game jokes where you're solving a puzzle and it's one of those like make all the lights turn a certain color, and every time you hit one, it changes all the ones in that row. And so you have to like match them all up. So it starts off with a 3x3 puzzle. He's like, oh, geez, okay. Oh, let's match this up. We can open this door. And it's like, okay. Oh, that's nice, dude. And then it switches to a 4x4 and it starts expanding the difficulty once you solve that one. He's like, oh, this is really tough. Oh, let's solve this. You solve that one. And then it goes to like a 9x9, this ridiculous thing to match up. And he's just like, oh, dude, fuck this. Puzzles are fucking bullshit. Just blow the fucking door open. It's just like you just blow it up with an explosive and go through anyway.
So I first discovered I could at least do a bad Rick voice, but like a good enough Rick voice that people would be like, "Oh, you can do a good Rick voice." When somebody offered me an edible,
Nice. Get your little inhibitions down, yeah.
and it was shaped like Rick, and he goaded me while drunk to say, "I'm the candy, Morty," and I realized I could do it, so I had to do an edible. I was not okay for several hours. Yeah.
Because people kept asking you to do the impression, so it was really annoying. You weren't okay for several hours.
I wish if they had me like selling shit, I would have sold so much shit. Dude. I'm the
They're getting you on
Morty.
Cameo. Jeff, you're a jabroni, Jeff.
Oh
Don't forget the
God.
laugh. You can't forget the laugh.
Yo, what's happening
This
with
is good
this game?
football. It's a close game in the fourth quarter. I love it.
It's not an exciting game, but it's close. So
Good fundamentals. Just like in the Futurama, whenever they're playing the women's basketball. We can't dunk, but it's good fundamentals. Death by snoo.
death by
Yo.
Bean.
They're throwing up CJ Stroud's ass. They're so upset.
We know this game sucks, but look at how exciting it could be if this guy was playing.
Yeah.
I was joking. I'm like, this is whenever we put up side by side of like, sure, this game is very boring, but look at the charity work that this player does. The
Right.
such and such foundation. And they just put it screen by screen.
Did you know Ndamukong Suh is retired? However, he's done this week.
Yeah, he's a great person. That's my fourth Ndamukong Suh plug tonight.
I'm just glad that the Chiefs aren't playing in a really bad game right now because it would literally just be Taylor Cam for the entire game. Be like, look, she scratched her nose. Oh my god!
Cole Kmet. Every time I look down and there's a fucking bear running, it's Cole Kmet.
Are you playing against Cole
What
Kmet?
did I tell you? They're committed to him.
It's just there's always a white
Committed
guy
to
who's
him.
getting yards.
Little.
He's not little.
Cole Kmet.
He's not little.
He's a tight end.
I can do it. I can do without the racism, AJ. But other than that, I agree.
It's not racism.
More sizist.
Yes, yes. The
Literally,
sizeism too is
You
disturbing.
cannot be racist if you're white.
Be
Or-
better.
No, wait, it's the other way around.
Wait, what? You can't be racist?
It's the other way around.
That's a controversial
that on
position.
the board.
You can only be racist.
Clip it,
if
clip
you're
it.
White. Nope.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I feel like there can still be some cross pollination there. I mean, if an Asian guy starts making jokes about other people, it could still come off as pretty racist.
If I'm
Or
in
any of the other
Beijing
combinations.
and I say something racist, guess what? White guy is racist.
Wait, what?
Don't
I
worry
don't even
about
know
it.
what that's supposed to mean.
I
I
can't
don't even know what
speak
that's supposed to
Mandarin.
mean. Is he making an Iron Man 3 reference? I don't even know. The Mandarin was the villain in Iron Man 3. Anyways. If anybody remembers
Don't
that.
worry. At
from
least
10
you
years
can play
ago.
somebody who's actually Chinese. And don't ever tell anybody that Gandhi could have been Chinese. What's going on? Football?
Yeah, there's some incompletions. There's some throws.
Mike did not sign up for this.
The Four Non-Blondes karaoke hour.
Oh, hey.
What's going on?
Oh, that's roughing the passer 100%. Throw a 30-yard penalty.
What's really great about
Have we all
Mike
seen
and-
the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie?
Yeah.
Not yet.
No, but that's okay. You can spoil it if that's what you were asking.
Greatest needle drop this year when they did the magical secret powers version of Four Non-Blondes. What's up?
What's going? Yeah.
For.
And he prayed. Oh my god, incredible!
That movie was hella fun.
You
Yeah.
know that I'm not like super queer, but like I do enough that I can do this without being like, but oh my god.
Again, you're talking to a fellow.
Like one drop rule, but like
I mean, as a bi person, I feel like I can do a half one. Which it
Yeah,
comes off
same
like a
thing.
Donald Trump point, which is unfortunate.
Watch out.
Yeah, there's a lot of geometry there, but like I got enough to just be like,
yeah,
just don't do it.
Oh my
45
god,
degrees
Four
up, AJ.
Non-Blondes
Incredible.
and the
moment.
Turtles.
25 years of my life is still
Toidles.
Well, like even the trailer, just like the Leonardo, he's sensitive. Like, fuck yes. This feels like an April O'Neil just fucking with the turtles. Like it feels like the
Oh, wait a minute. All four of them? That's a little.
You
Are
don't
you
know
talking
when,
about the defensive line or no, it feels like her just being like you little dummies. We're friends and whatever. But it felt like that. It felt like the comic book version of April and the Turtles. And the Turtles being dumbass high school kids who thrust themselves into a fucking bloody war. It felt like the comic books.
it was fun.
At least
Animation was cool. A little dark. I'm not like lighting wise. I thought it was a little too dark lighting wise.
There's been a few movies I felt that way this year.
Some people I know who saw it had issues with the sound. I didn't notice anything too weird with the sound, but a few more than one person said the sounds felt off.
The same thing was said about Oppenheimer, and I did not have that issue
I
as
didn't
well.
Yeah, I didn't have an issue with Oppenheimer.
Some have even called it a Boppenheimer.
Ooh. Anyone else do the full Barbenheimer?
No.
We didn't do it the same day. We did Barbie on Thursday and Oppenheimer on Monday, if I remember right.
I bought a shirt and wore a shirt proudly that was half Barbie, half Oppenheimer. I felt very special. I also have, I don't know if you can tell, this is actually what the fuck is it? Barbenheimer poster right here. Let me see.
Nice.
Zoom in.
Oh, yeah, now I see it.
The glare isn't helping, but
I think I waited a week to watch MI7, and then I watched both of those on streaming later.
Dead Reckoning Part 1 isn't going to have a Part 2.
I really like
which is hilarious because now I have it on the Blu-ray. It's forever encapsulated. The only thing that beat that was what was it? It was one of those young adult series where they had a Part 1, and then I think Part 2 is like a TV movie or something, because the series just fell off so hard. It was right at the end of the young adult craze. It was like the Hunger Games ripoffs, and it fell off so hard that they were like, no, it wasn't Immortal Engines, because it was not Divergent.
Divergent had at least
Maze Runner.
Yeah, well, it was at least 2, because it was like the 3rd or 4th movie. Shailene Woodley, I think, was starring in it.
Yeah, that's Divergent. If it's Shailene Woodley,
okay. Yeah, because it was like the 3rd or 4th movie where they were like, we're not even going to theatrically release it. Like, it was the saddest like fall off, because the first one was decently successful, and then it was just like,
I think same thing happened with Maze Runner.
Oh yeah, the Scorch. I just remember the guy from Game of Thrones saying that in the trailer. I'll never forget. It was Littlefinger was like in the 2nd or 3rd movie of that. It's one of those series where it's like, okay, we trapped him in a maze, and then they escaped in the first movie. We still have to call it Maze Runner, though, so there's not really a maze in the other ones. But
Adam Thielen
It
again.
actually becomes a movie about
with another. Wait, he fell down there? Huh.
They're marking him there at least.
Huh. Could be a Kenny Pickett spot.
Yeah.
Against the Rams, his quarterback sneak that was like a yard short, and they marked it first down. Wow.
Yeah.
Poor play by a veteran there. You got to fall forward another. Oh, yeah, and that's why.
Yeah. Short.
Wow.
Short. Yeah, suck it.
Thielen just signaled first down in a hopeful way. He's like, please don't let my screw up be the thing that just cost us.
Please punt. Please punt.
Gotta do meds. I'll be back.
I still love the NFL game where the guy pulled out the index card.
Frank Reich and Matt Eberflus, like the 2 most generic white guy coaches in the league.
I mean, probably.
Don't jump. Do not jump. Oh, nice.
Well, that was a broken play. I'm pretty sure he was supposed to hand it off, but it worked. Dude, go forward. You gotta make sure you get the first down.
Barely got
like
that.
I know, he's like dipping out. It's 4th down.
Dingus. Who's containment there? The Brisker.
That was a total broken. Like, he went to hand it off when the running back was 5 yards past him.
Jesus.
I mean, I know it was intentionally going to be a fake, but the fake was ill-timed.
So I think we probably are finishing the punt count at 12. I think outside chance of 13, but I'm going to say 12 is probably the final.
Yeah, they're going to punt right now. First down. They just wanted to get some space for him.
Yeah. It's a sound strategy.
Yeah. Let's see if it pays off.
Yeah.
All right. Before the exciting finish, I have to relieve myself.
This is like an absolute best case scenario for the Bears to win. You know, they did not play a spectacular game, but getting this win, especially with the scenario.
Well, they still need to win it.
Absolutely.
But yeah, no, they need to win.
But this win, like, will more or less solidify them with probably the top 3 pick.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that the Bears pick itself is going to be top 3 because I don't
It'll
think
be top 10, which is fine.
I think they have an outside chance of 5.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure.
The Giants are going to be in the top 3 now. The Giants are not winning another game.
No.
But you know, this was the must-win game for them with the scenario over Carolina right now. Well, I mean, Thielen's moving. I don't think that Carolina's going to be able to do it. Maybe they'll shock me, but I don't think so.
You're right. I hope you're right. If the Bears lose, though, they should fire their coach on the spot. There's no excuse for losing this game.
Aside from the Giants, like I would say even over Arizona right now, Carolina's the team you have to beat.
There we go.
Yeah.
Bears had up until this game, Bears have had 6.5 sacks all season. Like, even if Montez Sweat is not the one getting the sacks, he's impacting the fact that the Bears are now able to
He's putting
sack.
pressure. Yeah.
Don't sweat it.
Oh,
Bet nobody's made that one before.
don't sweat the small stuff.
Dude, Mike, Grogu looks fucking trash behind you. It just looks like there was a whole
Rough
Star
day.
Wars drunk party
Rough day.
and they're just all wiped out. Like Ahsoka's like laying sideways.
Too many-
Grogu's just
Too many
like,
blue milk, blue Russians.
he threw up that blue shit all over just like he did that one episode.
Yeah.
It's just funny the position he's in. He just looks like me after like 3 a.m. after a tough night, after a busy night. It's just like, bruh. Run out of gas. All right, Thielen. Here comes another 10-yard grab.
Be quiet.
I mean, this isn't
I wanted to use
outright
up the rest
game,
of the
but
time
let's
before
do
the.
it. Oh, Hayden Hurst.
Nope. Nope, you're not going to get
3-minute
that,
warning
dude.
now,
Not
so
unless
this
you're Rob.
could be the game. The next play.
Not unless you're Rob Gronkowski dragging Washington players. Are you going to get that first down?
But they do have all 3 timeouts, so I just don't see Carolina in any circumstance scoring a touchdown in the 2-minute drill, and the field goal is not that likely either.
I want overtime in this game. I'll root for the Bears to win, but I do want overtime.
Why?
Then you want me to suffer more, is what you're saying.
If people have to join me in my suffering as a Steelers fan.
Your team has had
No
a winning record for the last 10,000 years. Stop
That's
it.
what I'm saying. All these Steelers fans.
No,
trying to say,
not
"Woe is
not
me."
true. Not winning record. 500 or better. They've had a lot of 8-8 seasons, I will say.
The Steelers, the Packers, and the Patriots. Woe is me. Oh, fuck off.
Go eat a dick.
It's better to be up and down than to be continually slightly up because you never get a good draft pick and you can never build anything then.
You've drafted plenty of good players.
Well, like, because the last time that they really got someone
What's more
significant,
important,
they only
drafting
had-
good players or having a high pick?
well, drafting good, but you have a higher chance of that. But
Yes, but you've also you've been pretty good with the chances you've had,
pretty good. Well,
especially in the receiver market, defensive line
the
market.
receivers, yes. Although everybody forgets the
Linebackers.
receivers that fail.
Secondary's
Mhm,
been rough.
mhm.
Offensive
Yeah,
line's
Artie
been
Burns. Artie Burns. That was my favorite.
Since David was since what,
David
DeCastro
DeCastro.
rough
Yeah.
draft.
Well, because they had the worst offensive line to ever win a Super Bowl in 2008. Literally, their entire offense was Ben Roethlisberger run back and forth 4 times and hope to find an open receiver after stiff arming a defender.
It worked.
It did. It did. You would win games 11-10 with a safety and stuff. It worked out fine, but clearly your quarterback would be out of the league in about 5 seasons if you kept that up. So you're like, all right, we'll finally get some offensive line. And then they proceeded to not draft another one in the first, I think it was like the first 2 rounds. They didn't pick an offensive lineman for like 12 straight years or something. It's like, oh, guys. The most frustrating year, as much as I think Najee is actually pretty decent and he's just playing with a horrible line and no threat of a passing game right now. Whenever they drafted him, there were still some good offensive linemen available. And I was like, that was a poor decision. The running back is going to go nowhere when he's getting hit in the backfield.
Right.
And this year, I mean, I'm glad that they drafted Jones. He seems okay, but they also could have gotten Addison, and Pickett played with Addison for 2 years, but it's okay.
Miles Sanders actually did something.
Another 4th down.
Off coverage.
This is
on 4th down.
Don't you love prevent defense? Not really prevent, but it was soft, yeah.
That was a good route.
Linebacker on that.
That was a good route.
I hate bend but don't break defense because it usually just results in very tired defenses by the end of the game.
Atlanta Falcons are like the worst at that this year.
Like, even if you hold them to field goals on the first few drives, it's like your defense is just going to be gassed. Your offense has had no chance to build anything because you've been off the field the whole game. It's like you got to just jump the short routes sometimes early. And if you give up a big play, at least your offense is getting back on the field quick. There we go. Oh boy. Nope.
Here we go.
It was like that Justin Herbert drive against the Raiders a couple of years ago where it was just like 4th down conversions like 4 times.
Yeah.
They still ended up losing the game, but Pirate got 3-14.
Using that timeout might have cost them a little bit there.
Now they gotta score.
Yeah,
exactly. You would have gotten another chance at it if you kept all your timeouts, even if you failed. Exactly. Actually, the worst miss in the draft was when they drafted Terrell Edmonds and they could have had Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of teams.
It's like Terrell Edmonds, he was an okay safety, but they had an old quarterback who's probably going to retire in a year or two. So they could have drafted his heir apparent and with a fairly late pick. And they picked a pretty mediocre safety instead. But,
Hey guys, you can hear that.
Oh.
My meds are kicking in. So I gotta kind of call it an evening.
No problem.
Well, why don't we do this? There's just not much time left. Let's call it since AJ's gonna head out. But this was a interesting game, more exciting than I thought, but still not a good game.
It's technically football.
Yeah.
Live, laugh, fun.
Dan and John, if you guys got plugs, do them real quick.
Tomorrow, the new episode of the Fantastic Four podcast, the number one Fantastic Four fancasting podcast on the internet, presumably comes out. We ask, what if John Carney directed a Fantastic Four film?
Ooh. And I'm just streaming little Japanese horror train game that's supposed to take 4 hours to complete that I'm on hour 7 of, so I feel real dumb. But probably going to be finishing that up tonight and then probably get into Spider-Man 2.
Very nice.
Oh, we missed it. Loser.
Yeah, he missed the field goal. With that in mind, what the show will be back on Wednesday with Mr. Taylor Cleek joining us. So we will have some fun with that. And yeah, with that in mind, how about we go old school?
I saw Wallace Shawn die. Wallace Shawn is dead.
It's 2 minutes for roping.
I like that.
You're a jabroni.